And welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty, and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Everybody hit that like and subscribe. You know I would do it for you. And let's party. Big shout out to the replay gang. Thank you so much for coming back to watch us, even though you missed the live party. Guys, that is the best part, so make sure you are here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and sometimes whenever I feel like it. So hit that subscribe, ring the bell, and you will never miss an Indian Jesus live party ever again. If you'd like to support the channel, head on over to TheIndianJesus.com for your very own official merch. You can even get something for your baby. All that good stuff at TheIndianJesus.com. Guys, we do also have a Discord server that is absolutely free to join. Even if you're not familiar with Discord, definitely join up. It's very easy, and I will walk you through the whole thing. It is absolutely free to join. However, if you join this channel as a member, you can scroll right below the video here, hit that join button. There's a couple of different tiers, but it starts at just $2.99 a month. It comes with not only members, only live streams here on YouTube, all that good stuff, but opens up the full Discord server to you. That includes the after party. So as soon as we are done here on YouTube, we are headed over there, and we don't have to worry about any of the YouTube censors, and you are not stuck behind your keyboard. You're actually on screen with me and everybody else. It is a grand old time. Definitely come and join us. Shout out to King Nirvana in the building. Welcome, welcome. So they're eating the Indian Jesuses. They're eating the dogs, eating the cats. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple weeks in the sense that Tucker Carlson has been on a tear. Tucker Carlson has been on a tear, bringing awesome people on his tour, going around and doing these live things. We checked one out a while ago, and you know, he's been doing like a speech, and then he'll bring out one guest, and then he brings out another guest. And this one, he has Jack Posobiec and our boy Alex Jones. So I figured you guys would want to get right to the good stuff with Alex Jones. So we're gonna dive in there, and then I'll put it up to you guys whether you want to go back and look at the Jack Posobiec stuff or just the Tucker only speech. So without further ado, let's do it. As always, guys, if you cannot hear the video, please do let me know.
Not having him here because it's like naughty. Ooh, Alex Jones. It's like, no. I'm proud to know Alex Jones. I'm proud to know the person who tried to warn the country about the worst terror attack in our history and was persecuted for it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones. It's so funny going back to the point.
I actually would have liked to see what the actual reception was. I mean, for brevity, I'm glad they cut through it, but it would have been interesting to see.
That intro was too good.
Well, it's true. It's true.
Tucker's the best, not me. Tucker.
Well, it's true, and it makes me mad, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier, that the only thing they're good at is seizing the moral high ground, and they try to make you ashamed of the best things about your life. Like,
yeah, I mean, that's leftism 101. Leftism 101. Be ashamed about everything good in life, and anything that is beautiful or just, it's bad. It must be, because usually coming from ugly people.
Moral high ground, and they try to make you ashamed of the best things about your life, like being married or having normal kids or not castrating your children or whatever.
How weird.
Or knowing Alex Jones. They're like, oh, how can you know Alex Jones? And I'm sick of it. And I'm just going to say that Alex Jones is my friend. There's nothing to be ashamed of there. I'm not ashamed, and you shouldn't be either. They should be ashamed.
Hell yeah.
He called 9/11, and they tried to put him in jail for it. So anyway, thank you.
Well, thanks for having me. I got to say, I love you.
Listen to that crowd noise.
This is a beautiful state full of beautiful people. And when we get President Trump elected, all of us together are going to lift the curse off of this country, and we're going to send the globalists to prison.
Let's go! And this was, I believe, yesterday in Reading, Pennsylvania.
And it is amazing. It is amazing to meet all these great people, and whether they're black, white, old, young, to see the electricity in people's eyes that are populist and that are Americans and that love God and that love children and love freedom. and hate tyranny. I can feel the strength in this auditorium at capacity
Let's
in
go.
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Speaking of which, shout out to Dan Jensen. Welcome to the party, sir. Very, very, very good to see you. Long time no see. Always good to see you. Welcome, sir.
Auditorium at capacity in Reading, Pennsylvania.
Let me read it. It said, Dan said, no need to be in reality for leftists. Hey there. Hope you're good. I am good. Thank you, sir. Hope you are as well.
And like I told the globalists a long time ago, I don't know how all this is going to end, but if they want to fight, they better believe they've got one.
It just makes me laugh. Alex Jones, so controversial. Love God, love America, love freedom. Oh, you're so radical.
Yeah, and that is exactly what they're trying to do with this whole weird thing. It seems not to be taking off. I haven't really heard much of this. Well, that's just plain weird. I haven't really heard a lot of that. So good job, guys, not taking the bait. Hey, shout out to Dan Jensen. Thank you so very, very much for the super chat. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you, sir. That makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Very, very, very much appreciated. Thank you.
And Tucker, Alex, the one thing I always give Alex props for that no one ever gives him credit for, Alex Jones has stood against war for 30 years every single day of his career.
But I'm for the war peacefully with information against the globalists. The real war's here with the globalists and Soros and Obama and the New World Order and BlackRock. They've declared war on us, and we accept the challenge. We're taking the country back.
Alex Jones in the goddamn building.
76.
Thank you again, Dan. And we also got the Plunge Cast. Welcome. The West Indian Jesus indeed. Welcome to the party, guys. I mean, are you feeling this? Like, this should be a Trump rally. Like, god damn.
Taking the country back. Amen. 1776.
Answer 1984.
You tell them.
No, you say it.
The answer to 1984 is 1776. 1776. Right, it began right here. 1776. 1776.
You know, Alex.
That's a dream I have one day, is to just get something that is not a common chant, to get an entire auditorium or stadium of people chanting it just because I said it. That's a flex.
You know, Alex, we're only about an hour away from where they did the real 1776.
That's why, exactly.
Bless you for saying that. So what do you think, what is going to happen in the next 40 days, do you think?
Well,
what a question. What's going to happen in the next 40 days? The 40 days before the election. Who knows? Shout out to Stephen Colbert Cheese. Welcome. King Nirvana. I said, Alex is a crazy man for sure. We can still love him. It may take crazy to get things done. Great. I mean, this is definitely coming from having been a never Trumper. It is very clear. That it's not just the people, that we love that get shit done. So, well said.
Going to happen in the next 40 days, do you think?
Well, we all know that history repeats and rhymes. And so, just like the kickoff of this country on July 4th, 1776, started an hour away from here. And that's why, coming right back, history repeats. The key battleground state again. The second battle to save the republic. The first battle was launched to form the republic. It's happening right here in Pennsylvania. And I interviewed you today, amazing interview, quick interview. You were gracious to give it in between your busy schedule. And you said, look, I feel confidence in my gut, intellectually, every level. Even if they steal this, it doesn't matter, because the process of awakening is here and nothing is going to turn that around. So we have the the initiative. We've turned the tide, and whether it takes 6 months or 20 years, we're going to evict the globalists out of this country, and we're going to restore the republic. Victory is ours.
Yeah, damn. Shout out to Gabe Davis. Welcome to the party. Just listen to Alex Jones go full Alex Jones. Welcome. And yeah, I mean, as much as we talk about how this is an existential election, you know, I don't think it's a matter of if Kamala wins, then everything just explodes. Like, that's obviously not going to happen. But as he's saying, there is a new movement. And I finally got around to watching that Jubilee thing, which I would have loved to cover if they didn't copyright everything. Where it was the 19-year-old debater kid, the pro Harris debater kid, and surrounded by 20 Trump supporters. And it is just so sad how he has nothing. These people are all just like reading from the same playbook, and it's just the house of cards, and people are seeing through it. Is it a matter of, I mean, it's a big house of cards, so it's not going down easily, but people see it for what it is, and that's something. The
Republic, victory is ours.
I feel that way. So do you feel that the hope that in the end there's victory? Do you really feel that?
Barring the globalists starting a nuclear war, but then they'll still get beat in that process. Those of us survive will dig them out of their holes. Their bunkers will be their tombs. But other than them,
their bunkers will be their tombs. That's a bar.
Process. Those of us survive will dig them out of their holes. Their bunkers will be their tombs. But other than them trying to start World War III, which we're very close to, other than end of the world stuff, our trajectory's victory. All over the world, populists are winning. All over the world, the incumbents are getting thrown out. All over the world. I mean, you go to a comment on Instagram where they even try to censor, and Bill Gates does an interview, and there'll be 20 million views, and I'll read for an hour and can't find one person that isn't exposing him. Klaus Schwab had to step down as the head of the WF. The globalists are hated. They just had their big Davos meeting earlier this year about getting trust back, and I watched the Clinton Foundation with Chuck.
But before he moves on to that, even something that's small as like, oh, you look at the Instagram comments and and drawing a conclusion for that. Like a hater could easily be like, what? You think because you read it in Instagram comments that it's real? And it's like, no, but also like those are real people behind the comments. I mean, of course, we talk about the bots, but there is a people do engage with this stuff. So of course, that is not your only metric, but what people say online is a metric to measure what people think.
Kelsey up there at her gala going, everyone hates us now more than ever. What do? We've got to censor them more. And Hillary crawls out from under a rock. We'll start arresting Americans for their speech. That'll teach them. I'll get you and your little dog too. We have forced them out in the open. They're weak. The mask is off. And now the sleeping giant is awakened.
Indeed. And that's exactly what I mean when the house of cards is still standing and it's actually glued together, but it is still a house of cards. And once we understand that and know how to address that, then we're good. Now, that's a little bit easier said than done, but we're making headway.
I mean, that's true, isn't it? That no one you ever meet in real life outside the Atlantic magazine and the Aspen Institute and that Freaky Walls character, no actual person is for any of this.
And nobody's for tampons in boys' bathrooms. But they are, because we talked about this interview today, and of course you're a historian and a journalist.
Well, I feel like that actually undercut that. Like that was a quippy line, but I feel like that undercuts what Tucker was saying, because as Alex just did say that they do want the tampons in the bathroom, but people don't want Kamala Harris. There's a difference between they want the weird stuff, yeah, definitely. But Tucker's point is even the people who want the weird stuff don't want Kamala Harris. Even the people who want all this weird stuff, like tampons in the boys' bathroom, are still like, I don't know about her.
For any of this.
And nobody's for tampons in boys' bathrooms. But they are, because we talked about this interview.
Now you're talking out of both sides of your mouth. They're not for, nobody's for that, except that they are. But
What? Come on. Today, and of course, you're a historian and a journalist, you know about it, but most people don't know about it. Of course, this is all deliberate. The CIA in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s funded Ms. Magazine, Gloria Steinem, Planned Parenthood. The whole thing is it's run by the globalists against our country since the 47 National Security Act. And they said in there, we're going to have ugly architecture, ugly art, ugly music. We're going to degrade the family. We're going to undermine the symbol of men being strong in the home. This is all declassified. And they sold that image to demoralize us and break our will. And we were asleep back then and didn't know the government had been hijacked. They thought Americans were intimidated and bullied and weak. No, we were asleep. Now they try to debilitate us. Now they try to demoralize us. Now they try to break our will. And we're conscious of it. And we're like, that's not breaking our will. That's waking us up.
hell yes. Hell yes. I mean, you can only push people so far. You can only push people so far. And remember that the silent majority, that there's so many people still in 2024 who are afraid to either say that they don't hate Trump or come out against any of the issues and be like, well, maybe, 9-month abortion, maybe I don't like that. Trans in the kids, maybe I don't like that. There's still a lot of people who are not there yet. And you can, they're not there mentally, but they still don't like it. And you can only push this stuff so far. And it's going to reach a tipping point. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that's going to be, but I can tell you that it's going to happen. And especially if Alex Jones says it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen. Guys, could you do me a huge favor? Hit that like button. It is free, it is easy, and it helps out the channel so goddamn much. And speaking of helping out the channel, if you can share this video, even if you don't have anybody who's going to click on the link, sharing that video helps so much. It's free, it's easy. I would love you to the end of the earth. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I gotta say that the main change that I've noticed, and maybe it's just me, but I'm from a very, very secular background, like most secular background. I'm literally from Southern California. One person. What are you doing in Redding? It's good to have you.
California used to be a great red state.
It was the best. But the point is, I didn't grow up around religious people at all. I didn't go to the church my grandmother went to at all. I've worked in the media my whole life in a big city up until 5 years ago.
So that makes sense why this late in life you would be like, I guess Christianity does kind of make sense to something. Because I never thought about anything else. Like all of the people were like, yeah, I went through an atheist phase, meaning I just didn't think about spirituality for 10 years.
My grandmother went to at all. I've worked in the media my whole life in a big city up until 5 years ago. And in the last year, I know more people in my secular world who were mentioning God in conversation.
True, but I would caution you to think that is a legitimate resurgence in religion instead of just a default pushback against wokeness. And now that wokeness is falling away and the need to push back against it is falling away, I think you're going to see a lot of those people who have been mentioning God, that's going to fade away.
Secular world who were mentioning God in conversation. And I don't know if you're having this experience. It's very striking to me. Do you notice this?
When we followed God, we had nothing but prosperity and success. When we got rid of God, everything fell apart. I mean, people think Texas is a boom place. It's got the crime, the filth, the Satanism, the degeneracy, the pedophiles. Pennsylvania, gorgeous state, fell apart in 10 years. California, one of the most beautiful places in the world, total deep red. Ronald Reagan, total crap hole now. It's spiritual blight. And people are recognizing that because now they understand we're getting sucked down a vortex into literal hell. And we got to reach back up to God and God will take us out of this.
Imagine if you could say that message in a way where you could double the size of the people who actually agree with you. You could double the size of the people who hear that message like, hell yeah. When you use the religious language, it cuts out so many people. I don't get why. Well, I do get why, but like people have to understand that is turning people away from your message. Shout out to Dylan Soup. Welcome to the party. And he isn't wrong about Pennsylvania. You're goddamn right. And that's exactly the point, is that he's saying things that should resonate with a lot of people, like on either side of the aisle. But because you force it into a religious framing, then too many people are, and the people who need to hear it, those are the ones who are going to tune it out. Shout out to David. Welcome to the party. So just came here from the Kamala interview. This is indescribably unhinged compared to that. I bet it is. Dilly to actually talking about stuff. Maybe a little bit crazy, but actually talking about stuff.
Text into literal hell, and we got to reach back up to God, and God will take us out of this.
Again, all he means when he says that is that we need to find our values and collectively understand what is going to move the country forward. That doesn't have to be a religious thing. But alas, the Republican Party.
Is it? You've been saying that for decades. I've always wondered, I've asked you.
If he's been saying it for decades, and he's been right about all these other things, then why wouldn't you think that, when Alex Jones says something, it comes true? This one thing that didn't. It's not that he's wrong. It's just that everybody hasn't caught on yet. Okay.
You've been saying that for decades. I've always wondered, I've asked you this like 20 times in private over dinner. I'm proud to say we have dinner. But I ask you this, you never give me a straight answer, but since there are thousands of people watching, maybe you will now. What's it like to be vindicated on everything?
Well, I mean, it's scary because I realize that with a lot of power comes a lot of responsibility. And a lot of times with the media, I'll joke around satire-wise, and I'll see it at the cover of the New York Times. And clearly, people aren't seeing the video. I'm saying it's a joke. Like, Jones wants to kill his neighbors. No, I said, there's a nuclear war, and we all collapse. And my kids are starving. I run out of storable food. I will eat the liberal neighbors, not my conservative ones. It's more
If it comes down to it, definitely eat the liberals first. I mean, might not be as meaty, but...
And my kids are starving. I run out of storable food. I will eat the liberal neighbors, not my conservative ones. It's more of a joke. But so when people take what I say so serious, I joke a lot less. I used to joke a lot, but now the show is not. I used to be like half comedy because I like to have fun. So I take it really serious now because I realize they twist everything. So it's a lot of responsibility, but I also wish.
Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever even seen one full Alex Jones InfoWars stream. I don't even know what it is, but I've never actually sat down and watched a full Alex Jones stream. I've seen clips. I've obviously seen interviews and podcasts. So yeah, I would love to know what it's like to have seen the change from the start to the end. It's just, I guess, I just missed it.
Be serious now because I realize they twist everything. So it's a lot of responsibility, but I also wish.
But again, you notice we only have only the two of you.
I was making predictions with the proviso that if you call the White House and tell them don't fly planes to the World Trade Center and then bring in the police state and then invade the Muslim countries to bring them in here, not even go after radical Islam. If you do I was thinking if you call the White House and tell them don't do it, they may not do it. But of course, I have a big enough audience. People didn't believe me, so we couldn't stop them. So
imagine how far and how effectively we would be at fighting back Islamism if we weren't arguing about dumb shit about Christianity versus atheism. It's coming, guys. I promise you, you will care a lot more about Islamists than you will about atheists for very good reason.
They may not do it, but of course, I have a big enough audience. People didn't believe me, so we couldn't stop them. So I make these predictions about probable futures because I can see all the evidence pointing towards it so that we can stop it. But now the good news with Elon and you and so many others that are fully awake and reaching a lot more people than I ever did, folks are really waking up and their knowledge curve is going parabolic right now. So we're in the driver's seat, but that makes the globalists very dangerous and the empire is going to strike back.
The Empire's gonna strike back, which is a great time to bring us to our running poll. Is Alex Jones crazy? And 56% of you so far are saying yes. I'm gonna keep this open for a little while longer. I want to see. Let's see. If you have not hit the poll, please do so.
How?
Well, they always look.
Dylan said, I only saw a full interview he did 10 years ago with Jonathan Davis of the band Korn about government surveillance and the Obama era shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's, I'm not sure that I want to say that I wish I've had I wish I spent the time to watch all of Alex Jones. That's not what I'm trying to say. I want to be in the know. That's it. I'm nosy. I'm going to be in the know.
Back.
How?
Well, they always love to pre-program it. So Klaus Schwab is, a cyber attack will make COVID look like a minor inconvenience. Kind of in a Russian accent instead of a German one. Of course, you will eat the bugs and you will love it. But these are real quotes.
You will own nothing and you will be happy.
Don't need too many people in the future to polish the robots. These are real quotes. You all know Harari. Oh, the future's not human. You're just obsolete. We're going to be the gods. I don't believe in God now, he said, but I'll be the God of the clouds. Ray Kurzweil at Google, he says, I don't believe in God yet. I'm going to become a God. But to do that, all you folks who just want to be good, decent people and live a good life and experience God's great creation and love God, you need to be gotten out of the way for the rise of their new uber-mentioned Superman. So we're right back to all of that. And that's why you have the official plan of depopulation by the UN down to 500 million. That's an 80+% reduction. That's official.
So, I mean, again, most of us here agree that Alex Jones is fucking insane. So I don't know if you're still here, David, but I would love to hear just specifically on what he was just talking about with we don't need people in the future, all that stuff. I'm just curious on what your take on that is. Is it a full conspiracy? Is there some truth to it? I'm just curious where you would fall on that. I don't even you're still here, but just curious. King Nirvana said, I like the Owen Schroyer guy on Jones Network back in the day. He seemed cool. That was the guy that was locked up for not even being in the Capitol on January 6th, right? Wild.
Population by the UN down to 500 million. That's an 80+% reduction. That's official.
So let's just take that claim that they want the population to be 500 million. What say you?
It was on the Georgia Guidestones in Georgia till somebody blew it up, but nobody got hurt, thank God. So the agenda is your garbage. You're just a consumer. You're like weevils in the pantry eating their flour or something, and you just have to be gotten rid of because you don't fit into their beautiful, magic, wonderful plan. I was watching the Davos group. They have meetings all the time at their World Government Summit about a year ago when Elon came on via video link and he said, listen, people don't want your world government. It centralizes things. It's tyranny. People are rejecting you. We need diversity of countries and sovereignty and peoples, like firewalls in a building or bulkheads in a ship. But in some of the other meetings, they had these globalists that are going, we're just doing something so beautiful, what we're bringing them. I don't know why they're opposing us and don't trust us. Well, because you just want to depopulate us because you're selfish, demonic pigs who love the raw power of destroying people, because America, for all its faults, was the best house in a bad neighborhood. And the whole world for 100 and 200 plus years, but really the last 100, aspired to come here, aspired to have our freedom. And the globalists can't have this country exist and have their horrible global technocracy, slave plantation, AI system in charge if there's a place that's still free and open compared to everywhere else. So we've got to be.
Yeah, makes sense to me. So I asked David, who is a liberal and literally just coming off the Kamala Harris interview, what does he think about Klaus Schwab and the globalists and bringing the population down? David said, I think there's a consensus that humans are using resources at a pretty unsustainable rate. I don't think that there's any proposed means to decrease the population, especially any authoritarian means. So when you say that, so you think he's making, and again, I'm not I'm not trying to dig at you. I'm legitimately just curious because I know, again, all of us here agree he's crazy. I'm just trying to get your feel for things. So when he says these are official things, these are official quotes, is your assumption that he's making them up, or what do you think about that?
In charge if there's a place that's still free and open compared to everywhere else. So we've got to be brought down and used to bring tyranny to the world while we're being destroyed and while we're paying for it. So the whole world turns against us and we collapse. And so the idea of America is discredited so that other people around the world don't ever try to go the path of our republic, which is diametrically opposed to their globalist, satanic death cult. And that's why they're attacking America.
So even, again, if we want to step back from the satanic cult and this, there's clearly people who run things at a larger scale than other people. That's not a conspiracy. We do see a World Economic Forum and all these groups. They do have plans on what they want for the entire world. That's not a conspiracy. So the question, I think, becomes, is Alex Jones speaking about this in a is he being hyperbolic and all that stuff, or is he just completely wrong and none of it is happening? Hey, shout out to Funk Master General. No question, no comment, just pure love of the game and the dog, the overlord Morty. Thank you so very, very much. Very much appreciated. And of course, that makes you the new sponsor of the stream. Welcome. Always good to see you, brother. All right, let's grab this. So David said a lot of the quotes are either brought way out of context, lock authorship, like you will own nothing, or are given way more weight than they are deserving. All right, fair enough. I mean, and again, I don't have a I'm not in the mind of Klaus Schwab. I'm not even in the mind of an Alex Jones. I do think it's I don't think you can argue against the fact that there's been a lot of things that Alex Jones has said, hey, this is going to happen, and then it happened. Specifically, 9/11, among other things. But yeah, that I'm not looking for an argument. I was just curious. But welcome, Funkmaster.
The world don't ever try to go the path of our republic, which is diametrically opposed to their globalist, satanic death cult. And that's why they're attacking America. It's the idea and the spirit that is incompatible with their global slave state.
Mm-hmm. And again, that just makes that just makes sense that even if it's somewhat conspiratorial, the fact that the people who are in charge do not want a free society because that's crazy. It's Alex Jones. The global. But I think that's all he's really saying.
And the spirit that is incompatible with their global slave state.
The most interesting and newsworthy television show of the year is coming here to TCN. We're not bragging. That's actually true.
I'll give you the ad. We're doubling.
So our longtime producer Justin Wells and a team have been embedded, with no publicity at all, with Donald Trump on the campaign trail for months. They're the only crew capturing what is going on the campaign in real time, intimately. They're with Trump as he campaigns for the presidency across the country, and they've shot some amazing footage to show what it's really like in there. So if you're a member, you will soon be able to get this docuseries covering the historic campaign, the fall of Joe Biden. Never before.
Put a 1 in the chat if you would contribute to a membership so that we could cover that. Put a 1 in the chat.
Seen footage from the assassination attempt at the Butler Township, Pennsylvania Trump rally, and a lot more. It's going to pull back the curtain completely. They are embedded inside the campaign. I can't wait to see it personally. But to get it first, go to TuckerCarlson.com, become a member. The greatest television event of the year. We're proud to offer it.
I would make fun of you, except every word.
Let's see how much that is. Tucker, what is it? Tucker Carlson Network? Tucker Carlson Network. So we're talking about monthly. So we're talking about $9. $9. Just saying.
It is true. The thing that I can't get past is to put the destruction of other human beings as a goal is that's not a human desire. Like animals don't commit genocide, actually. That's not natural.
And again, so like to David's point, I definitely think that they, being just any right wing pundit, I do think they overplay the difference between, like like David was saying, that using resources at this rate is unsustainable. I do think there's a little bit of leaning on the difference between saying we need to figure out how there's less humans and saying we need to kill everybody. I that's not what they're saying. That's not what they're saying. Now, if you asked me if something were randomly to happen that killed a bunch of people, would they be mad? I don't think so. But that's that I don't know. It's hard to find that balance where it's like these people do want these things, even if their intentions are not to do genocide. If they care more about limiting the population, well, that's something we need to be worried about. Dan Jensen, that quote, "You will own nothing," and so on, was said by a crazy Danish politician named Ida Euken. Ida, you will own nothing. Good old Wikipedia. You own nothing and you'll be happy. Alternatively, you own nothing and be happy. A phrase originated in a 2016 video by the World Economic Forum, summarizing an essay written by Danish politician Ida Euken. The phrase has been used by critics who accuse the WF of desiring restrictions on ownership of private property. The phrase has also been used by critics of the subscription business model and software service. So again, I was not looking for a debate. I didn't know this person. I know that this was a real quote, but the reason I was asking was not to get into an argument. But yes, clearly this is the fact. David said, Bill Gates has invested a ton to combat AIDS in foreign countries. Sure, yeah. And a shout out to Zibby DSM Lee in the building. Welcome to the party. The DMCA is a hell of an anti-ownership law. You're goddamn right. And it comes with a rumble rant. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. He's 11. His bacon treats. Thank you. But David, yeah, if I had billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars and I was doing bad stuff, you know what I would do? Donate to good causes. It's not that's a common thing for rich people. That's what that is. Like, terrible people that you and I would definitely agree are bad people donate to good things. That's just PR. Yeah, exactly. There you go. David said that point was in response to the idea that if there was a mass depopulating cause, they wouldn't be upset. Yeah, I think some things are just for show. And again, I don't, again, I'm not claiming that I know this, that, and the other. I'm just saying it does make sense that if you're in this position and you want these things and people are in the way, then you can pay some money and look good, but also there's too many damn people. Like, I think even our own, just talking about America, I think there is a desire, maybe not a desire to get rid of people, but the certainly a desire to get rid of the will of the people and just do the stuffs. I want this. I don't care what the people want. That's how we get Kamala Harris.
Desire, like, animals don't commit genocide, actually. That's not natural. That's not natural at all. Like, there might be people in your way and you're a bad person and you kill them, but the idea of...
I hate the nitpick. But humans are animals and humans are natural. Therefore, genocide is natural. Sorry. King said, I can't prove it, but maybe Gates is truly just passionate about AIDS. Maybe. I am very much open to that possibility. Funkmaster General said, I'm an awful person. That's why I donate to the Overlord for the salvation of my soul. There it is in black and white. Zibby says DMCA makes it much easier to kill fair use. Before they have to do certified mail and court cases. But the worst of it is protecting digital locks, meaning no format shifting, so you own nothing. Another one. Oh my goodness. I gotta star these so I don't forget. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. Another Rumble Rant from Zippy DSM Lee. Thank you, guys. So very generous. Hey, there we go. Dilly to the lotto. Cheers, brother. You deserve it. You deserve it, my friend. You deserve it.
Natural at all. Like there may be people in your way and you're a bad person and you kill them, but the idea of desiring to kill huge numbers of people, like that can only be supernatural, it feels like.
What the fuck does that mean? What do you mean that can only be supernatural? What the fuck does that mean?
And that's what the Bible tells us, is there's an outside force putting powerful people in positions to carry this out, to keep humanity from reaching its potential destiny. And God gave us free will, and so there's the tester there. And so that is the mission and the existence of Satan, whether you believe that's a real thing, as I know it is.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
Or an archetype, regardless, it's there. And if you read...
So again, when you're saying whether you believe it's a real thing or an archetype, you understand that there's people who don't think this way. And if you're just a person who wants to believe, yeah, I believe in the devil and I believe this happens and that happens and whatever. What's the difference? There isn't. They're both stupid non-words. But again, I know I harp on this stuff, but it's so prevalent. It's so prevalent. Another opportunity to reach somebody who, again, maybe it was a diehard liberal, but this or that or whatever thing was like, maybe I'm looking at these things differently. Now, of course, I wouldn't expect that person to jump right to an Alex Jones, but Tucker Carlson is a very entry level type platform, and you're just pushing people. Oh yeah, I knew it was this crazy religious whatever stuff. That's what you're gonna get, man. That's what you're gonna get. Sibby says, so the Spanish Inquisition was God? Brutal Christian civil wars? All God, not Satan. Don't blame the wizard in the sky. Oy vey. Yup. Preaching to the choir, brother. Preaching to the choir.
I believe that's a real thing, as I know it is. Or an archetype, regardless, it's there. And if you read the robber barons 120 years ago and the social Darwinism that came out of it, they wrote books and said, when we do evil, bad things and kill people in mass, we are the apex predator. We're doing them a favor to make them stronger. So it's really just eugenics. But at the end of the day, you study the...
Well, that's some mental gymnastics. I like that.
Globalists, they're not just trying to kill the weak and the infirm and the low IQ, which is you're not supposed to do as a human made in the image of God. You're supposed to build up the weak. Christ said, suffer the little children. What you do to the least of me, you've done to me. Better for you to have a millstone tied around your neck, be thrown in the ocean.
Take a breath, bro. Take a breath. I mean, outside of the content, that's one of the hardest things, I think, to break through for Alex Jones, for him ever to be taken seriously by maybe not a mainstream crowd, but like, again, the fact that 50 or 60% of us are like, yeah, this dude's crazy. It's that his mind is just so like flow of consciousness. We're going to this thing and then that thing and then that thing and that thing and that thing and that thing. It's like, guy. I think Michael Malice is the best one. When Michael Malice and Alex were on Rogan. Was it on Rogan? Was it Tim Cat? Either way, he was doing really good at like kind of focusing. Was it him or was it Eddie Bravo? I forget, but somebody was there and it made things a lot better. Yeah, killing in the name of there is nothing that has been the cause of more people's death than killing in the name of God.
But the globalists put fluoride in the water for everybody. They hate the smartest and the best and the freest because it competes with them. And so they're trying to stop their competition. those people that love God and have free will because we're much stronger and more powerful than them, but we don't seek power. And every moment they're thinking if we wake up and take back control of our destiny, it's over for them. So that's why they hit us with the 5G and the GMO and all the garbage and the glyphosates in their own documents, is to stun us and poison us so that they can dominate us, not because they're strong, but because they're weak.
So similar to yesterday, and yeah, thank you, was Michael Malice. Similar to yesterday when we were talking, not yesterday, Monday, when Jared was here and we were talking about Mike Benz and the censorship industrial complex. The difficult thing about that conversation was that it wasn't really a back and forth. It was kind of just, the Sean Ryan guy kind of asking a question, and like Mike Benz just talking, well, this happens, and then because of that happened, and that happened. And you need space. You need space to talk about all of these things. Otherwise, you're just listing things, which are not wrong. But if you're not going into any of these things, then you're just signaling to the people who already know and believe this stuff. Shout out to Raymond. Welcome to the party. Says some of those that work forces are the same that fuck couches. What? All right.
That's totally right. That's why.
Well, again, Zippy, because you know what he's referring to. So if he was just listing off stuff that you had no idea about, it would just go right over your head. The problem is that this only appeals to the people who already know.
They've set up the fake economy in the United States. This town was built on manufacturing, men making things with their hands. And that's been replaced by lending money at interest and selling the same piece of ground over and over and over. Real estate. And they hate strength. They hate strong men above all.
Yup. Toxic masculinity.
Obviously. I was talking to someone the other day who's not conservative who said to me off camera, the chemicals in our water, for example, are changing the sex of frogs. And I didn't want to be mean.
They're turning the frogs gay. And again, it's like, okay, no, they're not, but they're not. You're just a little off. And you know that what you're talking about is the do they use the word transmogrify there? But Alex Jones understands that that what's happening, but he just spits it out. They're turning the frogs gay, and then everybody takes that and it's like, oh, they're turning the frogs gay. Of course they're not. Who's they? Who's turning? But then you look it up, and it's like, oh, so like they're not turning the frogs gay, but there's definitely shit that is affecting frogs and their sexuality or their sexual biology. I did not know what he was talking about specifically, but he tied the dots for me. Well, I mean, I think, again, it might be on a level of because you understand what those things are. But again, my point is, if you're trying to bring in new people, which, okay, maybe this is not the Tucker Carlson, Jack Posobiec, and Alex Jones is not the place where you're bringing in new people. Fair enough. But I'm just saying. Oh my goodness. Zippy. They're turning the frogs gay. Apparently, that was worth $1 to Zippy. And I am not mad at it. Thank you so very, very much, sir. Very, very, very much appreciated. Yeah, right? Like, no, but like, I mean, just like, kind of.
I don't want to be mean, but I did say, are you telling me they're turning the frogs gay? And this person didn't get the reference at all and goes, yeah, that's basically right. Everything you've said about the chemical poisoning of the human body is now just kind of accepted. Like, is it weird to see science catch up to you?
Well, I mean, look.
And then again, come on, man. Let's not act like science itself is bad. It's scientism. It's the use of scientific material as a dogmatic authority. That's the problem. Science is fucking awesome. Science is the only reason that we're really able to see your face right now, Tucker. Let's not get that twisted. Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay. All right. I was lost. I was like, what are we talking about? Gotcha. Yeah, the shout out to Samit over on Kick said you look like Mouse, not Jesus. Who the fuck is Mouse? Kick for you. That's Kick for you. Hey, there we go. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, but yeah, just this anti-science mentality is bad. That is not good, because science is good. Science works. It's the dogmatic adherence to what science has said previously that is the problem. Shout out to Mighty Mouse. I definitely don't look like Mighty Mouse, but dilly him. You look like Mouse, not Jesus. Rad. Like, what are we doing here, pal? What are we doing here, pal? Are you okay? Do you need help? I can call somebody for you. Yikes. Weird. Anyway, shout out to Matthew King in the building. Welcome to the party. Said using science as propaganda is one of the biggest complaints I have of the past 4 years. I love science. Now can't trust scientists. And the next effect, agree with you completely. The next line of that is that we're starting to look at science as a whole and put it in quotation marks and act like science doesn't work. Science absolutely works. Science is the only thing that we know for sure works well. Everything else is subject to be like, maybe we were wrong about that. Science included, but the least, because it's repeatable.
It's kind of accepted. Like, is it weird to see science catch up to you?
Well, I mean, look, what happened, and I knew what they were doing. This is like 15 years ago. I did like an hour-long analysis from South African University and a university in Japan, a university of, I think, Rice in Houston, and the University of Berkeley in California, that just a little bit of atrazine would bend the gender of almost all the frogs, sterilize a lot of them, and turn a large portion of them where they would try to have sex with males and confuse them so much in their development as embryos floating around in the creek or pond. And so I did all that science. Then I said, listen, this isn't about hating gay people or something. This is about chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. And I went on to...
That's it. So that is doing science. The way that's what science is a thing that you do. In the very next sentence, well, the science. It's not helpful to, and again, I get like, maybe I need to read the room a little bit and see that, we got Tucker and Alex Jones and Jack Posobiec, and this is not, just out there. Like, but still, I don't think that like an echo chamber like that should be like, oh, now we're here, so let's say the stuff that, you know what I mean? Just, I don't like it. Matty King said, trust the science. Like, no, bro, that's not how science is supposed to work. You're supposed to question it. It should stand up to any scrutiny. And if it doesn't, then you change your mind. You change your position. That's how it's supposed to work.
Gay people or something.
Hey, we got JL in the building. Welcome to the party. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you.
And so I did all that science. Then I said, listen, this isn't about hating gay people or something. This is about chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. And I went on to say, and then their populations collapse and they die. And the frogs are a microcosm.
What do you think? I mean, as long as everything goes according to the rules and standards, I do not see how Donald Trump can lose. I don't get it. Zippy said, religion and science make bad echo chambers. Well, no, I would disagree that science makes a bad echo chamber. Scientism certainly does. But that just brings us back to dogma creates echo chambers. Continuing to do science, continuing to accept that you can be wrong about something is the opposite of an echo chamber. So, no. Religion bad, science good. Not the science. Come on, has pills and booze for brains. What was there was a recent one. Let me see if it's right here. There was a recent one that was bad. Drunk. I don't know if you guys saw. Yes. All right. Where are we at?
Having done the work I've done,
This isn't
it
it.
is are undocumented immigrants that are the least likely to commit a crime. So let's get our notions together.
No, not this one. Hold on. There was one. Is this one?
The other side of
Yes.
the other side of my, you know, the other folks, Trump and his running mate, and they'll talk about, oh well, yeah, but I do believe in the exception to save the mother's life.
Oh no! Why would you want that?
Okay, all right, let's break that down, shall we? Let's break that down. You know.
Oh, we're not bringing it down. Okay. All right. Yeah. And so all I'm saying is that I don't know what's going on with her. Maybe she's sick. Maybe she's experiencing a mental. I don't know. What I'm saying is, if you are going to tell me that it's unreasonable to think that that no, it's not. If you think it's unreasonable for me to see that and think, something's a little off. Like, even if it were slowed down, the mannerisms, like, she's just drunk a little bit faster. What you mean? Dan said, oh shit, that's a nightmare of mine, hearing Kamala laugh. I was trying to determine whether it's like just my, my bias, or if her voice really is that grating. And it really, really is that grating. And maybe that's just a personal opinion, but yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I don't know how people do it. All right, where were we? Maybe she's mocking Trump and his surface level positions. Maybe, David. Maybe.
I went on to say, and then their populations collapse and they die, and the frogs are a microcosm of us. Well, then within 2 weeks, every late night comedy show, every one of them came out and did a monologue and attacked me. And then it turned out later that they were being directed by major foundations and the CIA. They even later bragged, oh yeah, Chucky Schumer, we work with a body with him in a foundation. They actually came to them with a script that said attack Alex Jones, because they went, ignore the hour of serious stuff he talked about, make it a joke. So their joke about frogs made it blow up even bigger in their face. But you have to understand, they know people don't believe the news anymore, at least for 20 years. So it's the nightly comedy shows that are totally written by the globalists, and they give the comedy writers what they want them to do.
Wait, so you mean Stephen Colbert wasn't the one who came up with dancing vaccines? No, come on.
And so whenever you see them, like, oh, look, the shots are good, we're all getting them, take 10, it all works wonderful. Arrest Donald Trump. That's literally the CIA, the Carnegie Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation assaulting you when you're at home drinking a beer, trying to watch some comedy. And so people think I predicted. God, he was right. The frogs are all turning gay, and then they're dying. No, it's been known forever, and that's Bertrand Russell. He wrote.
Shout out to Bertrand Russell, one of the first. Well, maybe not the first, but one of the first modern public atheists. Dilly. Russell's teapot. Will you ever stop being amazing when people hear it for the first time? I don't think so. Put one in the chat if you do not know what Russell's teapot is.
It's been known forever, and that's Bertrand Russell. He wrote back in the 60s, he said we ought to have a world government that just drops hydrogen bombs on most of the populations because the too big a population will have wars. So we have to have a controlled nuclear war, and that'll fix it, and create all this. And he also went on to write a bunch of books. You can go pull his quotes up. And so, I mean, listen, they used to have all these top globalists were very honest about it in the 70s. They used to have, like Paul Ehrlich, you can pull this up on Twitter or anywhere, X. Paul Ehrlich goes on a TV show in 79, one of the big Hollywood shows. He goes, listen, we're working with the foundations. And
All right, I was like, let me just find a spot. He's not going to talk, so we'll just go back. So really quickly, Russell's teapot is the notion that's meant to respond to the claim that, well, you can't prove that God doesn't exist as a as a religious argument. And so he came up with Russell's teapot. And so he said that there is a silver teapot, pure silver, floating around the sun in between Mars and what's next? Jupiter? Not Jupiter. Whatever. They're just between two planets. It's around the sun. It's orbiting around the sun. Prove that doesn't exist. Oh, you can't do that because that's not how logic works. That's the long and short of it. Is that if demonstrating outside of a religious context that you can't prove that something doesn't exist. You can't do that. That's not how that works. Russell's teapot, smart man.
pull this up on Twitter or anywhere, X. Paul Ehrlich goes on a TV show in 79, one of the big Hollywood shows. He goes, listen, we're working with the foundations, and we're going to have every father figure be lazy and stupid and dumb, and that'll break up the family. And then the kids that do live, we'll control them by the state, but everybody else will abort the kids because there's too many people, and we'll all be dead by 1987 at current rates. It's Malthusian. None of it was true. Like Al Gore saying by 2017, all the ice caps would melt. They're bigger than ever. It's all lies. They know it is. But back then, they were very honest about. He was all over, 60 Minutes, you name it. Oh yeah. We're going to destroy the family because the family creates people, and too many people's bad. They're public, so almost everything I say is from these dirtbag scumbags. I mean, you go read the World Economic Forum. They say no humans by 2045, only cyborgs. The future's
only cyborgs. We're already cyborgs. This has made you a cyborg, but don't necessarily want to move further in that direction.
Not human. Listen. I remember reading in scientific publications when I was first getting on there 30 years ago, because there's almost no shows like mine then, so I was on a bunch of radio stations, got a local station, figured out how to syndicate, called a syndicator, said, hey, can I get on? They put me on a bunch of stations. And boom, and then people are sending me stuff. So I had like MIT Quarterly coming to me saying, we've made the first humanized mice that are part mice, part human. We've made the first goats that are part spider that create body armor, but we don't show the public these facilities. So
goats that create what?
That are part spider that create body armor, but we don't show the public these facilities. So it would freak them out too much.
You're goddamn right it would. Holy shit.
That's 30 years ago. Now you hear about the humanized mice that are part human, or salmon that are part grasshopper that grow twice as fast and kill all the real normal salmon. And just, folks, Tucker talks about aliens and absolutely there's stuff going on. The globalists are making aliens by mixing humans and other animals and insects and plants, and then they put them, they gestate them and use cow uteruses to grow them. This is going on everywhere. So there's like a breakaway whole civilization that's separate from us that the globalists have with life extension technologies.
So if we want to take what he's saying at face value, if that is going on and people are obviously not talking about it, then that's like a huge fucking deal, right? But what if he's just kind of off by like one click, and it's like, yeah, they're doing animal hybrid stuff, but it's a little more calm, a little bit more innocuous. It's like medical stuff. Would that like, how would that change how much trust you put in people doing that? And I mean, COVID was so detrimental to intelligent people having trust in the scientific system. I mean, science was the science. I mean, I always understood what I understand now, that science is what you do, and there shouldn't be the science. But I would refer to this is what scientists say. End of story. And I don't know. Yeah, right. Is this the History Channel? Where's the funny guy with the curly hair? Aliens.
Cures to cancer and Parkinson's, but instead of giving us all the cures, they're keeping that for themselves, and they're just getting ready to wipe all us out, so we don't even have access to that, whether you think of it as moral or not. But they even had, people didn't believe me when I talked about it when I was reading the documents, because we weren't on TV then. I'm reading this on air, and people are thinking that they weren't all getting MIT quarterly. Did MIT about 7 years ago, look this up, humanoid hybrid chimeras are gestating at facilities across the United States.
All right, we will look that up. Okay, so we have no, wait, I need to be able to see it. Okay, so we have humanoid hybrid, why can't I spell chimeras? All right, from MIT. MIT. So not something, out there and wild and crazy, from MIT. Are you seeing this? Okay. Human animal chimeras are gestating on U.S. research farms. A radical, and this is from January 2016. A radical new approach to generating human organs is to grow them inside pigs or sheep. Braving. Oh, let's get a little bit more. Oh, where we go? There we go. Okay. Braving a funding ban that put in place by America's top health agency, some U.S. research centers are moving ahead with attempts to grow human tissue inside pigs and sheep with the goal of creating hearts, livers, or other organs needed for transplants. The effort to incubate organs in farm animals is ethically charged because it involves adding human cells to animal embryos in ways that could blur the lines between species. Last September, in a reversal of an earlier policy, the NIH announced it would not support studies involving, quote, human-animal chimeras until it had reviewed scientific and social implications more closely. The agency, in a statement, said that it was worried about the chance of animals' quote cognitive state could be altered if they end up with human brain cells. The NIH was triggered after it learned that scientists begun such experiments with support from other funding sources, including California State Stem Cell Agency. The human-animal mixtures are being created by injecting human stem cells into days-old animal embryos, then gestating these female livestock. Based on interviews with these 3 teams, 2 in California and 1 in Minnesota, MIT Technology Review estimates that about 20 pregnancies of pig-human or sheep-human chimeras have been established during the last 12 months in the U.S., though so far no scientific paper describing the work has been published and none of the animals were brought to term. How long is this? Is this a different thing? All right, let's just get to this first thing. So we can make the experiments rely on cutting edge fusion. Wait, where was I? 62-day-old pig fetus. The addition of human cells appears to have reversed congenital eye defect. Okay. Experiments rely on cutting edge fusion by technologies, including recent stem cells, gene editing techniques. Quote, we can make an animal without a heart. We have engineered pigs that lack skeletal muscles and blood vessels, says Daniel Gary, a cardiologist who leads a chimera project at the University of Minnesota. While such pigs aren't viable, they can develop properly if a few cells are added from a normal pig embryo. Gary said he's also melded 2 pigs in this way and recently won a $1.4 million grant from the U.S. Army, which funds some biomedical research to try and grow human hearts in swine. So Dan says, sounds like a horror movie. And this is kind of, and here, I'll put if you want to read the whole thing, I'll put it in the chat there. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I just got on Siri. But so that's kind of what I expected, that like there is they have legitimate reasoning on their part for why they're doing this. But do I trust that? Do I trust that? And it's like, it's frustrating, because why wouldn't I be able to? Because people at this level have lied for years. Sad. Aliens, they're turning the hair gel. Okay. Good one. All right, let's dive back in. He said, look it up, man. So we looked it up.
7 years ago, look this up. Humanoid hybrid chimeras are gestating at facilities across the United States. And it goes on to say, part pig, part human, part cow, part human, so that they won't be rejected by the cows that are growing them. They then harvest the organs, they harvest the stem cells, and they've got facilities now with thousands of cows per facility with humanoids growing in them. And this is in the literature, and they don't like me because I go, here's the literature, but they won't let you on the basis.
So he wants you, because he is implying negative intention to this, when they are saying, at least, they are saying that it's for positive stuff, that we want to make it easier to get organs for humans. So number one, you have, if you are a religious person and you're talking about playing God and interspecies stuff, that is absolutely a relevant concern. Even if you're not, then it's still, on the basis of just having a human bias, being, I'm proudly a speciesist. I take humans over everybody else. Well, I take me, and then Morty, and then all of you, and then animals. That's how it works. But it's there. But it's not that you can't yet say that they're trying to, grow I don't know, like an army of whatever he's saying. That you're putting too much into it, and you undercut your own statements.
Literature, and they don't like me because I go, here's the literature, but they won't let you on the basis. And let me tell you, with the spider goats 25 years ago, I call up one of the places in New York where they've got spider goats that are part spider. Okay, and their milk makes body armor, and I get the head guy.
Their milk makes body armor.
Private contractor in the Pentagon. He's happy. Like, he comes on. 2 days later, he calls back. He goes, "The Pentagon's really mad. They didn't even tell me it was classified. They're going to kill me if you don't take down that interview." Okay, ooh. So you're hearing all this. Look up spider goats. 30-year-old stuff. Okay.
I mean, he said, look it up. How can we not look up spider goats? Spider go. Wow. Okay. Well, okay. Even the Google AI. Spider goats are goats that have been genetically modified to produce silk protein in their milk. The process for creating spider milk involves Of course, they're not going to say anything about what is the milk used for. The milk from spider goats can be used to make a variety of strong materials, including adhesive coatings, gels, and fibers. Material can be used. Does not say anything about let's do body armor. This Jesus Christ. This is labiotech labia .eu. This bulletproof skin is made of goat milk spider silk. That's wild. Spider silk is one of the strongest materials in nature. Name had her curiosity piqued when she read about the work of Randolph Lewis, professor at Utah State University, who developed a method to create synthetic spider silk from goat milk. Quote, we genetically engineered the goats so that they produce a spider protein in their milk. We can then purify that protein from the milk and spin it into fibers. One of the goals of producing this spider silk on a larger scale was creating bulletproof vests. And then I thought, why not bulletproof humans? Well, that takes it one step further now, doesn't it? Bulletproof humans? I don't know if y'all been watching The Boys, but I do not want to live in that world. Shout out to Equality and Deference because Vagina over on Rumble. said if half the shit he says is true, scary fucking times. Exactly. Even if it's only half of the stuff, it's scary. And so far, it's looked like a little bit more than half. A little bit more. Welcome to the party, Equality. Matthew said they've been looking for a way to mass produce spider silk for decades. It's super strong and lightweight, but spiders don't produce enough. Well, if you have chimeras, problem solved.
So you're hearing all this, look up spider goats, 30-year-old stuff, okay? All of this, so as good as I tell you stuff is, it's also bad because there's a breakaway civilization that's really in like the year 2045, according to their estimates. They've already got way more advanced AI, everything else. But they can't get full control of the human population yet, because in an hour, if we wanted to tear up all the equipment and the AI systems and shut it down, we could. It's not that it's bad in of itself. It's how it's being deployed against us. That's why they've got to get rid of the farms and the ranches and the gardens.
Yeah, as we were saying, even half is 25. Like even if a fraction, wild.
And people knowing how to build things and do things, they've got to make us obsolete first, and then they're going to release the real bioweapons that kill the majority of people. That's why COVID was just a drill, and they admit it was, to get us locked down. So when they release the real bioweapon, you just stay at home and die like you're supposed to. But
so I would be very curious, again, to somebody who is willing to just brush an Alex Jones or even a Tucker Carlson off, which is, oh, that's crazy, that's propaganda, they're not saying it. Like, this stuff is happening. Whether it's happening because of the reasons that he's saying is okay. I haven't done the amount of research that he has, but I doubt you have either. And so, like, therein lies the problem of just expecting that, oh, this person's part of this group, therefore I don't need to listen. That's kind of a bad way to go about things, because dumb people, evil people, even stupid people can have good and strong ideas. We should be about the merit of ideas, not I don't like this person, therefore they're wrong.
To get us locked down, so when they release the real bioweapon, you just stay at home and die like you're supposed to. But we're not going to do it. And if they release the big bioweapon, we know who to go after, Bill Gates. We'll get you in your bunker. And Zuckerberg will bring you to justice legally and lawfully through the court system.
Well, you've completely freaked me out. I got to say.
Well, hey, people always talk about the crazy stuff I said before that I'm in. Everything I just told you is not even hidden. You're going to be like, what? Human clones for 30 years spliced with animals? And I mean, and they're splicing humans with fish, with lizards, everything else. It's all public.
Well, so that's why it freaks me out, because I know you're telling the truth.
But I'm still stuck on the spider. We've been drinking spider milk.
No, they've got goats.
No, Jack. They're using the goats and combining them with the spiders so that the goat milk is actually spider silk, so that we can have bulletproof vests. Duh. Who doesn't know that?
We've been drinking spider milk.
No, they've got goats that are only like.
Al Gore used to talk about that. He would say we have the orb spiders.
Yeah, look up spider goats. They've got goats declassified for 30 years in Tennessee, New York, all over, for classified body armor.
No, it's real.
That the milk creates the spider web filaments.
We just saw it. We just saw the paper on it. And Equality said, I keep picturing alien face fuckers being created by this shit. That's where he's going. And I, as a, taking this seriously, as a serious piece of political media, or whatever you want to say, like, whether or not, regardless of what any one person thinks about this, there are people who are watching. I mean, this has over 500,000 views. This has over 500,000 views since yesterday. So I think it's important to understand if this is something that should be further what's what I'm looking for, put out there. I don't know, further talked about, or if we want to say, oh, clearly this guy is not worth our time. Shout out to C Jobs. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the party. Indeed, you have been missing a unique show for sure, but you are here now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, right. Bugs like, yikes. Alien face fucking spider goats.
Oh,
Nah, I'm good. I'm good. So he said spider milk. Spider milk. Spider milk. Spider milk does what a spider can. Miles Morales is still just one. You had it there. You were close, but you know, too many syllables. Yes, this is from yesterday. Yesterday. What was posted yesterday? I don't know if the actual live event was yesterday, but yes, it was posted yesterday. Shout out to Carl Johansson. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So finished signing and leveling my house without falling off a ladder. Thank God. So I am chilling with you guys and smoking Fairbanks grown wild Thailand at 31%. Cheers, brothers and sisters. Dilly, dilly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Raymond said, it is pretty scary. Google says it is possible for human stem cells can migrate to other parts of the animals, like the brain and reproductive system. So yeah, that's exactly what they were saying in the article, that the concerns are that because they're using stem cells, that exactly what you're saying, Raymond, that they can go anywhere and they can become brain cells. And now we're talking about consciousness and like, well, is it a human or is it is it a goat? Is it a human or is it a pig? And that brings some legitimately serious questions. Oh my God, Zippy Diaz Emily again with the Rumble Rant. Hell yeah, Morty is loving it. Thank you, thank you, thank you so very, very much, sir. You know how much I appreciate you, but I just got to tell you one more time. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Oh yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Shout out to Mike W in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Said, I'm sure when Hitler was ending millions of Jews, people were saying that it's impossible that it couldn't happen at the time. Oh, yeah, they definitely were. They definitely were. And people will say that it's impossible that it would happen again. I don't think it is. But you're right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We also got Logic Thought Rules. Said, no, not really. I still eat them all. All the Jews? You're eating Jews? Don't eat the Jews. Don't eat the Jews.
Milk creates the spider web filaments, and it's
they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat.
Like literally like Spider-Man, and then you can have like a 1/4-inch body armor of it, and high caliber rounds just bounce off.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to wonder why people are doing this, but the truth is American taxpayers are paying for it, just like they paid for the development of the COVID virus, actually.
Why the fuck would you eat the spider goat? Like, there's plenty of goats that you could just eat. If you want goat, just eat goat. We need the spider goats for the bulletproof vests. Just go get a regular goat.
Wuhan lab and AI and all of this stuff is being paid for by us. And doesn't seem to be any effort at all. We're sort of sitting there watching the truck approach us at a high speed, about to get flattened. Why aren't our lawmakers saying, I'm sorry, we're defunding NIH, we're not doing this, or we're defunding DARPA?
I almost spit my drink out. I almost spit it out.
Or whatever.
Why
doesn't anyone try to stop it?
Well, you know this better than you. You grew up in D.C., been around it. They get some little corrupt local politician, they promote him to mayor, they promote him to state rep, they promote him to Congress, they promote him to the Senate, they promote him to the presidency, and all they want is a few gold bars and hookers and a private jet. They just read what they're told to off a teleprompter. They're total puppets. There's no real statesmen. So the statesmen like Massey and Paul and others, they try to shut down, they try to shoot, they try to kill. And you get a good old American like Trump who loves the human system, loves his kids, loves his family.
Gamey yet refreshing.
Haram.
That's definitely haram. I don't even know the rules about haram, but that's definitely haram.
Loves his grandkids, loves his golf courses, and he's like, we're going to get rid of this? I don't want to kill all the people. I like them. And so it's going to be the pro-human future, team humanity that I talked about with Elon Musk.
So I'm here talking about, the atheist Christian versus secular and Islamist thing. But here I am a step behind, thinking that it's going to be about the human versus non-human. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to make of it. But that's why I think it's it's interesting to hear and let it just sit there. And then as if you're aware of this type of thinking, then you can be on the lookout and be like, okay, maybe it's a little weird. But whoa, then I heard that, and then I heard that, and then I heard that, and you can connect the dots. We'll see. Time will tell. CashApp said we are definitely mutating, and that will continue. We definitely entered dystopia in the UK. So-called new leftist Labour government are sounding like they're hunting Winston Smith or saw Brazil. I don't know who Winston Smith is, but I definitely have seen a lot of issues with what's going on in the UK. So hope you're doing all right over there, brother. Logic said, I was eating someone's Yorkshire Terrier the other day. Logic says, it was delicious. Logic says, they fed him so well, they call him house-grown. Haram!
Haram!
Zibby says, pro-humanity, it sounds like an anarchist wet dream. Hey, totally cage-free. Yeah, well, as Alex says, 1776 beats 1984. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's... Hold on. You guys can hear me, right? Tell me if you can hear that. So shows my lack of reading there. Yes, I have not read 1984. I should do that.
Stupid.
Oh, Jesus. What the hell is going on? No, don't do this. With the struggle stream. Come on, bro. And I didn't even look at where we were, so I have no idea where we were. Awesome. Fantastic. Let's restart. We're gonna restart. The goddamn struggle stream. Always struggle streaming. We can never just have a nice day. Chilling. Don't have to worry about any kind of BS. Don't have to worry about anything like that. All right, hold on here. Shout out to the Naked Gordon over on Instagram. Give me 1 second here. I'm struggle streaming. I'm gonna try to do a restart here. Okay. All right. Where are we? So, the Naked Gordon said, Uncle Alex always has the fresh conspiracy theories for us. Indeed. All right, so let me restart this and okay, where are we at? Oh wow, this is way back. Yeah, no, I have not read 1984. I know I should, but it's just one of those things, But like I said, I've had Audible for how long and didn't even know it, and so hopefully they have you get a free book every month, and hopefully that rolls over because that would be a lot of free books that I should finally catch up on stuffs, every day. And oh, I hear it. All right, let's see. Are we good? The feds don't want us talking about the spider goats. Hooah! All right. Okay. Close this. Share this. Share that. Share that. All right. Let's figure out where the hell we were. This is going to be difficult.
Everybody, they hate the smartest. What you do as a human, make social Darwinism, its potential destiny.
That's not a human desire. I mean, I would make fast as a goal that's not a human desire. Like animals don't commit genocide.
Okay, so we're way past here.
45, only cyborgs. The future's not human. In like the year 2045, according to their estimates, they've already got way more advanced AI, everything else. But they can't get full control of the human population yet, because in an hour, if we wanted to tear up all the equipment and the AI systems and shut it down, we could. It's not that it's...
All right, we kind of tread over this a little bit, but I don't know. I didn't look at where exactly we were. Better than struggle. I would definitely rather struggle stream than struggle poop. That is definitely the case. Hey, shout out to Zippy. Oh, thank you for the Rumble rant for the struggle stream. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. You guys are so blessing me. Going into the bag. I took out a bunch, and you guys came through. There we go for Morty Mort. Thank you. Very much appreciated. Right, you had an out of quality. Thank you for being here. You have a good one. We also got Jay Dead in the building. What is good? Always good to see you. Welcome to the party. Checking out Alex Jones on Tucker live. C-Chop said, both of you, same thing. No need to read it. We are already living it. Don't worry about reading 1984. We are already living it. No, that is definitely something that it's been on the list for a long time, because people talk about it and it's too, oh Jesus, what happened? Oh, it's too relevant to be something that I haven't read. It's come on, man. What do you mean you haven't read 1984? What are you, a loser? All right, hold on. We're good here. All right, diving back in here. We got all that. All right.
Bad in of itself, it's how...
Oh, I missed this one. Sorry. Carl said, I think the DARPA breakaway civilization has probably been growing human-animal hybrid soldiers for a few years now. Probably crossing humans with baboons or chimps. They're 20 years ahead. Well, that was already happened 20 years ago. So if they're 20 years ahead, then they're probably 50 years ahead of this. But again, it's definitely scary that there's so much that we don't know. We just don't know. Really? All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna make well, maybe we'll do that for an after party, or awesome. We're gonna okay, cool. So let me do that before I forget. Right in front of your face. 1984 movie. Save to watch later. Thank you, sir. All right. Jay said, it's been a hot minute. You doing good? I am doing very, very good now that we're not struggle streaming, and very glad to see you, sir. Welcome to the party. Let's dive back in.
What's being deployed against us? That's why they've got to get rid of the farms and the ranches and the gardens and people knowing how to build things and do things. They've got to make us obsolete first, and then they're going to release the real bioweapons that kill the majority of people. That's why COVID was just a drill. They admit it was to get us locked down. So when they release the real bioweapon, you just stay at home and die like you're supposed to. But we're not going to do it. And if they release the big bioweapon, we know who to go after, Bill Gates. We'll get you in your bunker.
I think this is right where we left off, right? Did we already hear this?
And Zuckerberg will bring you to justice legally and lawfully through the court system.
I think Zuckerberg is more of a stooge. I don't think he has some, like, evil, like, ooh. He just seems like, he just wanted to do social, this social media thing, and then it just got way away from him. Not that that is not that absolves him of anything, but I don't think he ain't on the same level as Bill Gates. C Chop said, "Can I post a 10-minute link you can watch anytime?" Yeah, you can. Links can go in the Discord. Anything you want me to see, send it over there. I will definitely check it out. Thank you. Jay said, if you're talking conspiracy theory, then remember the world that your reflection in mirrors the world that your reflection is in mirrors the real you. You were born by him, just given a glimpse into his bathroom mirror one morning. I do not know what that means, brother. I apologize.
Well, you completely freaked me out. I gotta say.
Well, hey, I want people always some of the crazy stuff I said before that they are, man. Everything I just told you is not even hidden. You're gonna be like, what? Human clones for 30 years spliced with animals? And I mean, and they're splicing humans with fish, with lizards, everything else. It's all public.
Well, so that's why it freaks me out, because I know you're telling the truth.
But I'm still stuck on the spider. We've been
God
drinking
damn it, we did get way past here. All right, hold on.
Thousands of white papers writing and saying, but this is like are over all of society. They're the ones that actually like more manageable world population. Oh, they've got to have a world government to stop a bio attack. Then they kill them.
I don't remember.
Because they believe they have to have a world government to stop nuclear war, but then they pull it from.
Exactly. Funkmaster General. The difference between them is Gates is a monster and Zuck is a coward. Facts. Hey, shout out to Indyville. Welcome to the party. Said, I think my ex was split with a lizard. Well, I've seen your face, bro. I wouldn't be surprised. Just kidding. Welcome to the party. Will do, Jay. Will do. Enjoy yourself, brother.
Because they believe they have to have a world government to stop nuclear war, but then they proliferate the nuclear weapons themselves. Oh, they've got to have a world government to stop a bio attack, but then they release the bio attack. And so their excuse is, well, this technology is too dangerous. We've got to have a smaller, more manageable world population so we don't all kill each other. But then they're the ones that actually like to kill people. They're the ones that are actually the bad people. They're the ones that have to be removed from power and have the keys of control of society taken away from them. But first, it's kind of like Thanksgiving, where the parents are over at the big table and the kids are over here picking their nose at the little table. They see us as like little kids. We got to go over to the adult table and read what they're writing and saying, because they're so arrogant. I've read hundreds of books and thousands of white papers where they openly say, humans are a failed species. We're going to get rid of them. The future's not human. You all know Harari and others. And they're literally talking about exterminating us. And if we don't stand up to them, then in a way we actually deserve it. But our children don't deserve it.
Ooh. If we don't stand up to it, we actually deserve it, but our children don't deserve it. That is powerful. That's hard to argue against. And again, we can take the step back and see, like, okay, how much of this do we actually believe at face value, and how much of this is just like, okay, you're kind of showing us to where the smoke is, but we haven't found the fire. Either way, bad things that are being thrust upon you and your society, I think he's right. If you don't do anything about it, you deserve it. But our children don't deserve it. I don't have any children yet, but some of you do. And I would hope that you care more about their future than I care about their future, because I care a lot about the future of our nation's children. And I would hope, as their parents, you care even more. Jay Dead said, Alex Jones reminds me of my grandma when the government tries to cut her benefits. Shout out to grandma. If that's the case, shout out to grandma. Based.
So you need to research how evil your enemy is, because to defeat your enemy, you got to know who your enemy is. And your enemy is the globalist, transhumanist, New World Order.
So I wonder, I agree with that. So what you're saying, I mean, you've just risen right above American politics, even global politics, and you're addressing
the deep forces that control things. I wonder, Jack, since you do cover American politics, are there any politicians who are seeing what's going on right now in terms that big?
Guys, really quick, if you do me a huge favor and just hit that share button, it is so easy, it's free, and it doesn't even matter if nobody's going to click on the link. YouTube loves when a video is shared, so please just throw it out wherever on X, on Instagram, anything. Just hit that share button, and it will help so much. And of course, if you've not hit that like and subscribe, do that too. Thank you. Thank you.
There is one guy, but I wouldn't call him a politician. His name's Donald Trump.
Absolutely.
So
I will say though, no,
I agree. I wouldn't call him a politician either.
I don't know that there's anyone who looks at it that level, because there's most politicians, they have their timelines of, when do I get reelected? I got to raise more money. I'm going to go get reelected again. Constantly come to this fund. Hey, I'm sure you get invited all the time. Hey, Tucker, come to my fundraiser. Hey, come in, help me raise some money. I got to raise money. I'm running. And they're not.
That's one of the biggest things of watching people like Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene and other Congress members go on, specifically Timcast, but any kind of long form podcast. The amount of laws that are passed where, like, literally your congressman or your senator is just not there is insane. If I knew, Marjorie Taylor Greene was really good with it. And I wish I could find the clip, but she talked about, of all the states, there'd be like 4 or 5 people there, and she's like, whatever. And it seemed like I don't know, this weird thing is, it's like clearly this isn't running the way it's supposed to be running, but somehow it's still standing. And I think the analogy of a house of cards that's glued together really does work, because it is a house of cards. But damn, that's super glue.
Invited all the time. Hey, Tucker, come to my fundraiser. Hey, come in, help me raise some money. I got to raise money. I'm running. And they're not thinking about what's happening. And then I see Donald Trump get up there with his children, with his grandchildren that he brings up to his rallies. After he's taken shots at his rallies, still brings his grandchildren up there and say, you want me? I'm right here. Come take it. Come after me. I'm not moving. And that's why, like for me, and folks, it's got to be us. It's got to be the people in this room, 10xing your vote, 10xing your ballots, getting active, and look at me. Look what I did. I'm just a kid from Norristown, but I said, fine, if I'm going to go back home, I'm going to bring Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones with me.
You say, am I going to go brat? I'm going to go brat. So, okay. Was it C-Chops? C-Chops just posted this video. Ricky Gervais struggles to hide his anger with corrupt politicians. It's 10 minutes. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Let's do it. We're going to speed it up a little bit and get on through it. But thank you, C-Chops. And again, see how easy it is to get what you want on the screen if you join the Discord. It is free, guys. It is free stuff. Who doesn't like free stuff? It's free.
Me.
I hope you're bearing up with all this. It's not even all this shit, is it? It's all the uncertainty. That's what really gets me down. Maybe I don't know, maybe I've got some sort of OCD, but even in normal times, if I've planned everything, if something goes wrong or someone says, I can't, I'll go, cancel it. Cancel it all. I'm never doing anything ever again. If I book a flight, they go, it's an hour delayed. Right. Never. Yeah, you're never going to work again. Just everything's up in the air. You can't look forward to anything. You can't. You know the worst thing is as well? Apart
rich people complaining about normal things,
from the pandemic and the devastation and the deaths and the strain on the health service and people losing their livelihoods and that. The worst thing is the in charge do what they want. And you know what? I can, I see all these people saying all the parties they were having and what all the stuff they were doing. And people saying, that was the day I couldn't see my mum in hospital, or I couldn't go to my dad's funeral. And because the people in charge, the posh, privileged people in charge, were acting like Charlie Sheen.
Yep, we remember Gavin Newsom at the French Laundry.
I mean, really rubbing salt in the wound. And I say, I don't get political, but they're all shit.
To pay tribute to Jeremy Corbyn, who's a friend as well as a colleague.
You wouldn't call Jeremy Corbyn a friend?
No. We have to make the case for freedom of movement. We don't want open borders. Freedom of movement has gone and it's not coming back.
Cutting off power, cutting off water.
Well, I think that Israel does have that right.
So while we're watching this, C-Chops, I would love if you could, I see a little bit already, but talk to us about why you wanted us to see this.
I was not saying that Israel had the right to cut off water, food, fuel, or medicine. Wounded by the media, the Sun in this city, a hurt for this city. And I certainly won't be giving interviews to the Sun during the course of this campaign.
Did you write an article for some newspaper the other day? Surely that's not going to gain you any.
Who exactly is this guy, Keir Starmer? Is that you said that England's new prime minister? So like, all right, we'll
He supports across the Northwest.
Would you write for them again, Sir Keir?
I would do, yeah.
Can you guarantee that under your leadership, the 2019 Labour commitments to nationalise water, energy, rail, the Royal Mail, they'll all be in Labour's next election manifesto?
I've made that commitment.
Will you nationalise the big six energy companies, yes or no?
No.
No, you will not.
By the Home Secretary was the wrong decision, and I think it was a rushed.
When are we going to stop taking went to Eton as a qualification to run the country? I mean, now. So that's why I'm doing this as well, because I've noticed all around, there's a lot of annoyance and frustration, totally justified as well. Misinformation, anger.
I mean, obviously, I agree. So let's see if you have a timestamp for when is this what you're talking about? What the thing where he is caught in the lies? That's because I mean, again, I agree, but he's not really saying anything new. Like, yeah, we all know that politicians lie and they're full of shit.
I hope you're bearing up and
Describe yourself as working class. Sir Keir, define working class.
Working class is families that work for their living, earn their money through going out to work every day. Not through other
middle
means.
classes do that?
Well, working class families have the ordinary hope to get on in life. I mean, this has been a story.
Middle classes have that.
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they do.
So what's the distinction?
People will say to me, "Well, look here, you've come a long way.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that is the ordinary hope of the working class, which is to have a decent education, to get a decent, secure job, to get a car, to get have a nice holiday, to have.
Isn't that the middle class too, Sir Keir? Everything you just listed? No,
it is. Yeah, it is, and that's why many people go on their life journey from what you might call working class to middle class.
And I hope there's no kids. I hope there's no kids watching because I've said the C word as well.
Speaking of the C word, thank you very much for showing that it's not just America; it's all over the place. There is a not even just a pattern, but I don't even know the word, but it's just the way that this works. As somebody who wasn't really into politics until 2014, 2015. I was under the impression that, this silly notion that the people who actually want to be in power of this stuff actually care about this stuff. And it doesn't matter if it's America, the UK, Africa, Canada, they're all fucking lying. They're all just vying for power. That's all they care about. Sad, sad, sad.
Fine, if I'm going to go back home, I'm going to bring Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones with me.
Hey, Jay, thank you. So for the $4.99, very, very much appreciated. So we're on the same page, my friend. The word conspiracy was created by the elite, the FBI specifically, CIA specifically, to make the less fortunate think that each other are crazy. Bingo. Indeed. Thank you. And of course, every donation comes with a treat for Morty. Thank you. Very, very much, sir. Very much appreciated.
I said, fine, if I'm going to go back home.
You did say brat. I'm going to go brat.
Me, look what I did. I'm just a kid from Norristown, but I said, fine, if I'm going to go back home, I'm going to bring Tucker Carlson and Alex Jones with me.
Thank you, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I like the way that Alex described Trump, because I think it's true. The key to Trump is not just the ideas. He's not an ideologue, really.
Yeah. So Job is saying the first edit of him was saying yes to this, that, etc. Within 2 months, someone's edited Keir to say exactly the opposite to what we just heard him say. And yeah, that's bad. Clearly, that is a lie. A lie. You lied. And still, somehow, people love this chick. And I haven't looked into this. All I did was see a Candace Owens TikTok. So take that for what it is. But apparently, Kamala has been lying about her genealogy. Kamala has been lying and conflating Jamaican with black. You guys have seen, where do I have a picture of my parents somewhere? You guys have seen my mom, who was born and raised in Jamaica, as were her parents. Do I have this here? Oh, indeed I do. So this was at my sister's wedding. This is my Jamaican-born mom. Shane Black. Shane Black. So all I'm saying is I saw something from Candace that may call into question whether or not the Jamaican aspect of her genealogy is bullshit.
Key to Trump is not just the ideas. He's not an ideologue, really. Trump likes people on an animal level. He just likes people. You see it when he's in.
Voters are very. That is the biggest problem. Is that voters are stupid or apathetic. That has to change. We have to get people to care more. That has to be the goal.
McDonald's. You see it at every rally. He just has a gut level affection for people that is so different from when I watch Nancy Pelosi or that weird creepy little guy who's the Republican speaker right now. Like they seem like when they talk, people are the problem. But Trump feels like, well, I just like people. I kind of like, put my arm around them. I like the way they smell. I like people.
Like the way they smell. What? All right. Well, that's more of a Biden thing, but we'll take that. Shout out to Honey, who just joined the Discord. If you are not an OF girl just looking for some bullshit, then say hello. No, for real. If you did just join, and I know you by a different name here on YouTube, let me know. And especially if you are a member, so I can give you full permission for the voice channel. C-Chop said, "Yeah, same world over." But this something was so contemporary and a perfect display of their blatant lies to the media because they think we're idiots with short memories. And unfortunately, again, as Dan is saying, a lot of people are. A lot of people are. And there's enough of us that now the tide is finally starting to turn. But there's still more of them than there are of us. Nobody ever, hold on. Nobody ever. This is a free show. This show has $0 entry. This is a free show. If you like what you are seeing and you would like to contribute to make sure that this can get bigger and continue, then that would be awesome. And we definitely need that. But there is no requirement to give any money to be part of the show or to be part of the Discord community. Obviously I can see who gives me money and who doesn't. But that is a separate thing from how I view people as part of the community. My goal here is to build a community. And so the idea that you're not giving me money is so very far aside. Am I going to pretend that I don't need money? Am I going to pretend that I don't want you guys to give me money? Am I going to pretend that if half of you gave me 99 cents once a month, that would be huge? But this is a free show. This is a free show. If you never give me a cent, that is totally okay. I will never look down on anybody because they are enjoying a free show that is free. If you would like to contribute to this, I believe in what we have. And I say we because it's us. I believe in what we have. As time goes on, people will want to continue contributing. We will be what I believe we will be. It will take time. As I always say, we are much closer to the beginning than we are to the end. But you being here and being part of the conversation and even, you know, adding stuff for us to talk about overseas, that is the payment to me. So I just want to put that out there. This is a free show. But look what we got. Dan set it up. Thank you. See, Chops, for however much money this is. Thank you, Dan. Thank you. Very, very, very much appreciated. And there you go. Treat is given. And you know what? Doubling it up. Oh, so it's just like me in college. I got him, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome! I could walk around campus, and all the bitches are gonna be like, hell yeah!" But what happened is I'd be walking, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're so cute," and not even talk to me. Hey, shout out to Jay, Ted. Thank you so very, very much. Another treat here for Morty. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I'm gonna have to make sure we're still nobody's up at 20. Bam. Hell yes, you guys are amazing. Thank you so very, very much. That is how we build things. Is that I prove to you being people who do have the money to invest in things that you think are important. It is my job to prove to you that I deserve that. And I'm willing to sit here and do that. So as long as you're part of the conversation, I am happy. Thank you. All right, let's dive back in here.
Trump feels like, well, I just like people. I kind of like, put my arm around them. I like the way they smell. I like people.
Trump comes from a hospitality family.
Yes.
And so his dad, from the time he was 6 years old, would leave him in the summer all day at a building site. And I'm going to tell a story. I've harped on this a lot because it's a microcosm. It's like a skeleton key or a Rosetta Stone. If you understand this, like looking through a keyhole, you see the larger universe. On Mother's Day this year, the evil New York Senator, Chucky Schumer, put out a post on X, a post on Twitter. And you can pull it up. And he said, I'm basically quoting it exactly because I've quoted it so much. He says, I want to wish everybody a great Mother's Day. My daughter and her wife had me over to their house to grill. He called it barbecue. But he said, this is wonderful. For multiple generations, we've always been in high rises and have never had a backyard or cooked meat. And I was thinking, oh, that's human. That's nice. Maybe he'll become a human. And then I looked at the grill, and it was fresh patties with a piece of cheese on it, and he's trying to serve a raw hamburger. Okay,
so the point is that they're not real people. It's insane. J-Dad said, investing in good people is a sure thing. Better than buying goods. I agree. Now, whether you think I'm a good person to invest in, that is totally up to you. But I definitely great.
The point is, so many of these ultra-rich people and elitists and other poor kids that grow up in the city, who are impoverished as well, they literally grow up in a tiny little room with a television and crime all around them and all this crap going on and sirens, and they've never been out in the woods. They've never been fishing. They've never been out to the desert. They've never traveled the world. They've never ever had a real job.
Forget about the Rumble Rant.
Anything. And if you look at the politicians, and Democrats particularly, they are not connected to reality. So to them, everything human is scary. They want sanitized, shrunken. I mean, if you look at Democrat Party politicians, they look like a demonic spider sucked their life force out. So these are
a demonic spider or a spider goat, because that's a very, very, very different thing.
Wait. I'm sorry. I want you to stop. When you look at a Democratic politician, they look like
I thought he was going to ask the same question.
Demonic spider sucked their life force out.
I knew it.
I just want to acknowledge that as a great description.
And you've been around them in person, so have I. I mean, the vibes, 20 feet from Hillary, you repel. It's up there like jack-o'-lantern. I can't make face. I mean, horrifying, and they're slithering around, and I mean, it's like, and then God bless.
Better than buying gold. I mean, this is not financial advice, but I do think that you probably would be better off investing in gold than investing in me. But I am positive that I'm going to be somebody that your mama knows about, your sister knows about, your cousin knows about. It's just a matter of time. Life in a box leads to life in a box. Life in a box to vote for a guy that lives in a box to die in a box. Well said. Well said.
Horrifying, and they're slithering.
Well, let's see that one. Let's get the
I can't make face. I mean, horrifying, and they're slithering around, and I mean, it's like, and then God bless her soul, Sheila Jackson Lee or whatever. Just
what am I gonna do for money when he dies? I think the only reason I'm gonna have to get another dog only for you guys. What am I gonna do?
Died before she did. She gets up and she goes, "I saw that eclipse. It almost burned up the moon. We know the sun's the same size of the moon, and the moon is hollow and glows. A lot of them aren't even evil, but they're dumber than hell. And the globalists are counting on that. But look, knowledge is infectious. How the world works is infectious. They don't want people to get excited about knowledge.
Yeah, don't get excited about what knowledge. Why would that be exciting? But oh my God, one more time, Zippy DSM Lee, not investing in me, but investing in the public. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What are you up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Rumble rants. God damn, do I feel blessed? I feel blessed. Hell yeah, Jesus. I feel blessed. Thank you so very much, guys. Who should have luck? I'm not out of luck. I feel very lucky. So I don't. You ain't talking about me. Who's out of luck? J-Dad said, stuff him and learn how to master puppetry. That might be a good idea. That might have to be the way that we go. I'll be like, oh yeah, he's right here, and I got some strings. I'm like, oh yeah, he's coming. I mean, now, the summer's over. Usually what happens is that most of the year he'll sit in his chair, but then during the summer, because there's a lot of thunderstorms and there's a lot of fireworks, he just, as soon as it gets dark, he starts to get terrified, and he just wants to sit right here on my lap. And we're getting back into the fall, so I'm hoping he's going to be more on screen. But yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah. Should I like more in there? You are right, sir. You are right. Well, you'd be surprised at how much just shit Morty gets into. That is one thing I am not worried about. That Morty's stomach. Yesterday he ate not yesterday, 3 days ago. I left a thing. So my mom had some lasagna, and she saved a piece and sent it with my dad. And we went to go see Am I Racist? Again, if you've not seen Am I Racist, it is worth your money. Talking about investing in things that matter. Take the money that you're going to give to me and go see Am I Racist? So I ate like half of it, and it was a big ass piece of lasagna. And so I ate half of it. There was like that much left. And I left it on I was just going to a client right here. So it was going to be gone like an hour and a half. So I come back, I'm ready to eat my dinner. And somehow he climbed all the way up. Like, how did you get that up that high? And destroyed it. And I was like, damn, I really, really, really wanted that lasagna. But hey, it's better than him eating my shroom chocolate and tripping balls. Remember there, like you mentioned stuff, Alex Jones and Master Puppetry. That could also be a very lucrative way of going about the world. I don't know. We'll see.
Knowledge is infectious. How the world works is infectious. They don't want people to get excited about knowledge. And once you do, it's addicting. And people ask me all the time, what do we tell young people to do? The opposite of what Hollywood tells you. Anything Democrats tell you, anything politicians say that are leftist, anything Hollywood says, anything BlackRock funds, it's simple. It's like somebody handing you cyanide or fentanyl. Don't take it. Don't get near it, and just love your family. Be strong. Don't feel bad.
Please, Alex, please. Just get through this sentence without mentioning God, please.
Because you don't have a bunch of money. Don't feel bad because your truck isn't new. Don't feel bad. No, you've got a soul and you love God. You love your country. You love your family. And you are a trillion times richer than people like Zuckerberg and the rest of them. So be confident.
And again, I agree with that. I agree that if you in your soul are happy and fulfilled, that no amount of money in the world could compare to that. I'm sure that is the case. My soul is necessarily that full, and I've never been that rich, so I can't tell you for sure. But like, that is a universal message. Why does it always need to be tied back to a thing that so many people don't believe in? It doesn't make sense. So as an Anglo-Italian, I gotta say, it must have been good lasagna. It was pretty good. It was good. It wasn't amazing, but I definitely wanted it. I was thinking about it on the ride home. I was like, oh, I got that lasagna ready. Boom, 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 boom. Done. I don't know how he got up there. J-Dad says, do you believe that there will be or already is an Antichrist? If so, who you got your money on? What exactly do you mean by Antichrist? I hate to be that guy, but I just don't know what exactly you mean by that. Are you talking about the most demonic creature walking the earth? Do you mean something that is someone that is not necessarily an evil person, but by their existence is going to bring about the end of the world? Or these words are not very good at transferring information. So I know you have an idea when what you're asking me, but because Antichrist is such a vaguely defined word, I have no idea. Mamma mia. I will be honest. I'm probably one of all the people that you know of, not even all the people you know, of all the people you know of, I am probably, let's say, in the 85th percentile of what I'm willing to eat, even if it's been sitting out or if it's past its expiration. Like, if you have something like, all right, obviously meat and cheese and dairy and stuff like that. Oh, okay, I'm not fucking with that. But you get like, do we even know? No, that's the same one. Okay. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. Like if you have like a box of crackers or something, and it says expired 2 months ago, like, motherfucker, they're crackers. I'm eating that shit. C-Chop said, can we call the Antichrist dystopian society? We could, but is that what J-Dead means? One that will bring the world together under the guise of peace, but will quickly bring on Armageddon. So again, we can see how very widely different these two things are. So one that will bring the world together under the guise of peace, but will quickly bring on Armageddon. I don't have a name, but I do think the globalist types, whoever is the king globalist, whether it's Klaus Schwab, whether it's Bill Gates, it's somewhere around there. Because as much as I don't believe in the supernatural nature of what Alex is talking about, I absolutely believe in the existence of evil. I do believe that people are here for very, very different reasons than the rest of us. Oh my goodness. Oh brother. Monk Master General said, Almighty Overlord Morty, please spare contrafts on your day of judgment. If you accept, you eat. There we go. It's accepted. It's official. It's official. It's official. And of course, we don't have a new sponsor. You've out-sponsored yourself, sir. Once again, thank you. Thank you so very much. He's like, ain't nobody else getting that sponsor spot. This is my show. This is my show. And this is what I want. Well, it doesn't show it here, but this is what I want to see more of. Commenting on, especially if you're like, hey, I'm broke. I can't give you money. I want to give you money, but I can't give you money. And somebody else is giving me money. Bless up. Good game. Whatever the fuck it is. Comment, like on those chats, guys. Comment and like on those chats. And bless up indeed. Thank you, sir. Expiration dates, that we said, are so. Lasagna should be fine out a couple hours. It's more salt than meat and cheese. It's just anything with egg or meat in it. I put it up. Pizza in this box is fine overnight. But if I eat it the next lunch, it gets back. See, yeah, like pizza, I'll go with 3 days. I'll order the pizza. So usually I'll order pizza at night. So order the pizza, have 2-3 slices, then have 2 or 3 more slices for a lunch that day. Then, maybe a slice for dinner. And then the last 2, is that 8? Whatever. The last 2 as a midnight snack. That's 3 days. I don't know. Where we at? J-Dad said, I don't think it will be supernatural, but will be disguised as such to trick the masses into worshiping it. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you, can you define supernatural? Because again, I don't know what that means. I don't think that is something that can exist. I think that if something exists, then it's natural. It's part of nature. If it doesn't exist, well, then it doesn't exist. It's not part of nature. So I don't know what supernatural means. What does that mean? I don't think that has any meaning. Giants want me piece of crust. Yeah. Well, yeah. I leave them out, and I always order my crust, the light crust. So because I know most of the slices, I'm gonna put them in the toaster before I eat them. So the first 2 slices, they're hot, they're fresh, a little, it could be a little crispier, but not the end of the world because I have the rest of the pie that's gonna be perfect when I throw it in the toaster. Exactly. Good for a week. You're good. All right. Well, let's dive back in here. We don't got too much left.
Trillion times richer than people like Zuckerberg and the rest of them. So be confident. Be confident.
No, I can't. I don't do cold pizza. Nope. I can do room. Like if that night when I get the pizza and it's cooled down, fine. I'll eat the room temperature. But like refrigerated pizza, nah. Most overrated thing ever.
You were born to be in this time.
Oh, and let's not forget. I live in Jersey, so my pizza is better than your pizza.
And you've been under covert globalist attack, but you're not a victim. You're not a loser. You are the sleeping giant that now has awoken, and our enemies are afraid, and they should be afraid.
Oh yeah! So Jack, well, you know what's interesting, real quick, is that people say, Alex, oh, that's crazy. That could never be real. We could never live in a country like that. That would never happen. And then all of a sudden, Oprah Winfrey is doing these infomercials with Kamala Harris. Hold on. Right after.
Put one in the chat if you have not seen anything with Kamala Harris and Oprah Winfrey.
The FBI seized all of the P. Diddy tapes that Oprah is on from the parties that he was holding. And so I used to think that, we got to protect Trump. We got to keep him safe. Now I realize there's somebody else we got to keep safe. We've got to keep Diddy safe because that's the next guy.
Oh, they're going to Epstein him.
Diddy did not diddle himself. And of course, we have the native New Yorker thinking, oh, of course, New York pizza is the best. But everybody who actually does a trip through all of the big name pizza places in New York and all New York City, New York, the larger metro area, and in Jersey, all say that most of the New York pizza is going to be clustered at the top, but the best pizza is always from Jersey. Now, the next best might be worse than all the other pizza in New York, but the best pizza that exists is in New Jersey. End of story. C-Job said, always fresh Italian-style pizza. My pops, R.I.P. Well, that's weird that you brought that up, because I'm going to take a moment here. 11 years ago. 11 years ago. The worst day of my life. I was just hanging out and just chilling. And this was my best friend. Right here. Can I do that? Of course not. Of course not. Why would that be convenient for me? This was my best friend, Akon. And he decided that instead of going on a trip to Hawaii with us and a bunch of our whole friend group, he decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I only have enough money to either go to Hawaii with you guys or to buy a motorcycle. 7 weeks later, that motherfucker died on that motorcycle. 11 years ago. So I'll just I'll read this to you guys. I said, R.I.P. Akon, 11 years ago, September 25th, 2013 was the worst day of my life. I'm not very close with my family, but I did have a brother, the man who showed me that family is thicker than blood. No one could ever take his place. And with a heavy heart, I remember my late brother for another mother, Adam Coyote, a.k.a. Akon. The rapper stole the name. I'm hoping I can keep my head up and use his spirit to carry me through tonight's show, because I can't stop thinking about what my life would be over the last 11 years if the best person I ever known wasn't ripped away from this earth too early because somebody was driving recklessly. Should just come with us, bro. Should just come with us. So, shout out to C-Chops Pops and to the rest of our fallen brethren. Sorry, he had 5 pizza restaurants. Damn. That must have been nice. Good pizza whenever. So some of the only thing she was cool with. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't think she expected Kamala to be that dumb. I think she expected, like, you got this, right? You can do a softball. I don't know why they thought that she would, but clearly she was surprised. New York is definitely known for their big rats. Not in Jersey. I mean, there's rats, but not like the New York rats. Did you know that the biomass of rats in New York City exceeds the biomass of humans? Meaning, if you just took all of the humans in New York City and put them on a scale, it would be less than if you took all of the rats in New York City and put them on a scale. Not only are there more rats than people, but there is more biomass of rat than there is biomass of human. Funk. I need the commiseration here. Pizza is pizza. It's all good. Oh, it hurts my heart to think that you could think that this is a real thing. It's whatever the smell in Jersey area is. Come on, you know better than that. Don't be one of these people who only thinks that Newark and Trenton exist. You know better than that. J-Dad said, I'm trash. I like cheap, greasy pepperoni pizza from Little Caesars. It's my nostalgic mind that makes it good. Fair enough. I mean, I could definitely fucks with some Little Caesars, but there's just no replacement for like your little family pizzerias. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. No apology necessary. I am definitely happy to think about my brother. Let's give him another dilly. My brother. And the reason I got my first tattoo, I wanted tattoos for so long, and like I didn't, I'm all tatted up everywhere. I got my chest tattoo, I got my legs done and everything, and I always wanted tattoos as like being a scene kid and all that stuff, and I never knew like what to get. And then once this happened, I was like, well, I'm definitely not gonna regret that. So I got as the thing says here, family is thicker than blood. Yeah, I came up with that on my own. I came up with that on my own. Pizza's pizza. No, honey. No, it's not. I bet you think that a Dunkin' Donuts bagel is a bagel. No. What's a good comparison of like getting something in fresh versus getting it in like a package? Like Dunkin' Donuts bagels are like the prepackaged garbage, and Jersey bagels. Oof, Jersey bagels. A good burger is better than a good pizza. One day. So, okay, when we do the 10K party, bagels definitely are a whole other thing, but still, we have the best. So when y'all come up here, or over here, or wherever the fuck, when y'all come to Jersey, we're gonna meet in Atlantic City for my 10K celebration. We're gonna party. We're gonna have mad pizza. I'm gonna start every day with bagels. Bagels, yeah, close, but you just don't get it.
We've got to keep Diddy safe because that's the next guy.
Oh, they're going to Epstein him.
They're going to go for.
They're going to Epstein him.
This guy could tell if you want to know how your government actually works, that's the guy we got to talk to. Tucker, I don't know. Maybe you have an in. Could you get Diddy on the tour, maybe?
I would definitely cover that. But there was somebody talking about how, I forget who it was, but somebody was talking about like, oh, you think, the music industry, people, they're not going to get Diddy because he's so high up there. It's like, okay, hold on. Diddy made like 120, Diddy is worth rather, like, I think like $300 million or something like that. The head of Universal makes $128 million a year. There's levels to this shit. He ain't on that level. Epstein was on that level. And what happened to him? Hey, shout out to Soil too. So welcome to the father. Said, hell no. My future. I don't know what that means. Makes bagels from scratch and is top. It is the top 5 of the best things ever. Maybe, because you're making them like if it's daughter-in-law, gotcha. Okay, so if you're if she's making them from scratch, maybe. I don't think so. As they say, it's in the water. I don't know, but okay, fair enough. There you go. Take the L and throw out your own W. Y'all keep them bagels. Give me a good homemade Southern buttermilk biscuit. I'll take it. So we said if you put steak on pizza, I suppose it's better than anything else. I said, why can't any other part of the country make a decent bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll? I think they say it's the water. I don't know what it is, but about the water, but that's what they say. I
don't know. Maybe you have an in. Could you get Diddy on the tour, maybe?
Freak
No,
off.
I'm serious. This is how they run the government, though.
He's
this
definitely
is how it works.
another Epstein operation.
This is how there's an Epstein operation and there's a Diddy. He's the Black Epstein, okay? He's just the Black Epstein. He just is.
I mean,
right?
I gotta be honest.
I mean, kind of, but again, like, there's Epstein and then there's Diddy. So, Indeed you are. Indeed you are.
Same groups behind Epstein are behind Diddy, and they just rolled him up.
People would say, how is it that so many of our world leaders have gone to an island such as that, right? They say, how could this have happened? How could it be such an open secret? And then when it happens, people come out, and Bill Gates again, by the way, and suddenly people say, oh, we all knew there was stuff about Jeff. What do you mean you all knew about this? What do you mean you knew about this kind of stuff? And you realize we're looking at it backwards. In order to become a world leader, you have to go to the islands. In order to become a celebrity, you have to go to the Diddy party. This is the way their system works.
That's why they all use the same phrasing of sold my soul to the devil. They literally are. So the soul said, no L needed. I can make some biscuits and gravy that'll make you slap your mama. Taught by my granny. Nothing more Southern than that. I'm a Southern cooking specialist. I don't know how y'all got on food, but I'll stop now. And that's what I'm saying. No, maybe that's what Jay was saying. That like, okay, the buttermilk Southern buttermilk biscuit is gonna be better than any other biscuit. And fair enough. But y'all ain't got bagels and pizza like we do. It just is what it is. I didn't say it. You did. Jay said Epstein was the Biggie Smalls and Diddy was the Maze of the PDF industry. I don't know who Maze. I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Have to go to the Diddy party. This is the way their system works. It's a rite of initiation.
Absolutely, and that's what I've explained. Just like different mafias, you have to kill somebody so they have dirt on you. They know they're going to be videotaped doing illegal things so they can get in the gang. It is the initiation ceremony.
There once was a guy who actually infiltrated a certain initiation place called the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah. Well, the point is, old-fashioned time with the Republicans, that was the way to compromise them. Like, well, hey, you want to join this particular Republican club, you got to do this. And Ronald Reagan...
Oh, man. I will definitely go with our Southern friends and say that, oh, man, a good actual biscuit, not a cookie, but a flaky, like, oh, man. Tell him.
Yeah, Nixon refused. That's well known. But that's because that's how you get Republicans. Hey, we'll tell your constituents you're sucking, you know what? But for the Democrats and some Republicans like Hastert, it's like, hey, do you know that girl at that party? She was 16. Next, it's go in there with that 12-year-old girl or you're not in the club. And the next, it's like, that 8-year-old, go in there and strangle her. We're going to kill you. And let me tell you, they're not just raping kids. At Epstein Island and stuff, and I talked about it 15 years ago. I was first talking about it. They're killing kids, ladies and gentlemen. So they're only talking about 15.
I believe it. And here's the other thing. That when we talk about this religiously framed stuff, well, guess what happens? Guess what is allowed when you frame things in a religious way, and it's framed in the sense that you are doing the will of God, or you're getting closer to God by doing things like child sacrifice. I don't know, but I absolutely would believe that people at the top of the halls of power would be into shit like believing that raping and sacrificing children would be beneficial to them. Give me a reason why that is unreasonable. Give me a line of thinking that should make this unthinkable. Hey, shout out to Trey. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Welcome to the party. Where we go? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, think about if you left the scone out in the sun to melt, but it was still intact. That's a biscuit. C-Chop said he went with John Ronson, but he ran away from Bohemian Grove, but he's still a good journalist. Yeah. Well, I mean, Luke Rukowski was out there too, right? Even though he was a dick to me at Freedom Fest because he was trying to hit on this girl that I was talking to that she wasn't going to fuck either of us because she was she was engaged, but he thought I was cock blocking. Sorry, bro. She wasn't going to sleep with you any more than she was going to sleep with me. So the soul said, man, something about Alex's voice is just so soft and relaxing, isn't it? You should visit. Yep, yeah. The South. I will give that up. They definitely know what a biscuit is. You know what I'm saying? But bagels and pizza, that's Jersey shit, bro. That's Jersey shit.
Years ago, first talk about it. They're killing kids, ladies and gentlemen. So they're only talking about 15-year-old girls. That they kill them.
So can I just ask you to assess my last question to you, Alex Jones, is I'm not really sure how Kamala Harris became the Democratic nominee, went in like one day from being someone everybody made fun of to being the most heroic figure in human history. I'm still kind of bewildered by it, but I would be interested in your take on Kamala Harris. Who is Kamala Harris and how'd she get here?
That's a great question. Well, Kamala Harris got the same amount of votes in the primaries as Ronald McDonald, which is 0. Kamala Harris.
I just put up a poll, guys. I did not expect to take this long on Alex Jones. So it is up to you. We can either stay here and go back and do a little bit of the Jack Posobiec part where it's just Tucker and him, or we can go over to the after party. Vote. And your will is my, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Deleting. Oh, deleting has always been the ultimate gift that humans would do for the dark entities in the world they worship. Yup. And again, even though I am very strongly an atheist, agnostic, but an atheist, I see how dogma fucks with people's heads. I see how power fucks with people's heads. So if you have a dogmatic belief and you have unchecked power, you put that together, kids are dying.
Is a soulless, truly empty flesh bag who was admittedly a sex operative, just like Oprah Winfrey admitted that she was an underage sex slave. I mean, look it up. This is all true.
And you can find Oprah giving the girls to Weinstein.
Yeah,
but see the pictures.
And Oprah's admitted, and she's a victim of it. A lot of the victims of it become the victimizers. She said that she was an underage prostitute. I think it was in Chicago. But to answer the question, it's clear that Kamala Harris was a political sex operative. Willie Brown's talked about it, all of it. And then she was so soulless and would put innocent people in prison, know they were innocent on death row, do home invasions looking for legal guns, saying she'd do it. Then when she was the attorney general, she would put pro-lifers.
All right, yeah. So everybody's getting a little. So put a 1. Put a 1 in the chat if you have access to the after party, but you chose to stay on for Jack Posobiec. If you are a member and you have access to the after party, but you chose Jack Posobiec, then put a 1 in the chat. Because I think everybody's kind of saying, all right, we're gonna crash, and I want to if it's all the members who are voting for the after party and all the people who aren't going to get anything voting for Posobiec, then we'll see. So put a 1 in the chat if you are a member and also you voted for Posobiec. So we got 1. All right, let's see.
She'd do it. Then when she was the attorney general, she would.
I mean, is saying Kamala's the shitty person really that big? Well, I don't know.
Legal guns, saying she'd do it.
Okay.
Then when she was the attorney general, she would put pro-lifers that exposed the illegal killing of babies right at 9 months when they were already born and the selling of their organs, including still beating baby hearts. She would put the journalist in jail for many years. That's her famous cases. So the system has seen her, has passed her around. They know she's super stupid, and they can bring her in like Biden and then blame everything that bad happens on her. And so she is the greatest example of a mindless puppet that they want to put in to further demoralize us to think that that's America, to make America a further joke around the world.
I mean, just would you feel uncomfortable articulating that? I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think, spot on in terms of how that was articulated. But I mean, no, alleged. Yeah, I mean, definitely, but he's definitely going hard. Let's agree. We can agree on that. Joe Mama said, I got to get back to work in a few minutes, so I can't hang out in the after party. All right, so I should have done that. That was not smart. I'm trying to think of how I want to frame this. All right, we'll do a little, and then we'll do a little of this, and we'll do both. We'll do a little bit, and a little bit. Hey, shout out to Soil this Soul, a member for 11 months. Said, here is my free member chat, and we'll give him a treat anyway. Why not? Why not? Thank you. 11 months. 11 months, and we've only just begun. Thank you.
Us to think that that's America, to make America a further joke around the world. So that's who Kamala Harris is, a clear and present danger and a meat puppet.
Is Pennsylvania going to vote for Kamala Harris?
Alex, is Pennsylvania going to vote for Kamala Harris?
Look, if we had a free and fair election, it'd be like the Reagan in '86. Trump would get 49 states. But because of the mass fraud in states, once Democrats get control of your voting system, since the 90s, it's very hard to turn it back. I know Pennsylvania's tried to tighten up some things, and Texas has taken millions of dead people and illegals off the voting rolls, and so is Nevada's taking hundreds of thousands off. So look, the evidence, it's a long story, but Trump won in a landslide in 2016, barely won. People thought he was invincible and he's going to win no problem in 2000. So he barely won, so they were able to steal it. He's going to have a bigger landslide in 42 days than he did in 2016.
Time flies indeed.
That's why they've tried to kill him twice now, and probably more times we're being told we don't know about.
If he was losing, the assassination attempts would be unnecessary.
Absolutely.
That's why the assassination attempts are happening. That's why there's 5 kill teams.
So what, and I'll let you take us out on this on a note of hope, what you said, you gave advice for what children should be doing. What should the people in this room be doing?
Pay attention. Understand what's important. Understand what needs to be said. Understand what doesn't need to be said. Understand which is what is maybe better to keep in the privacy of your own home or your own family, your own friends. Understand the political landscape. That is what you should do. Understand the political landscape.
Should be their attitude, not just for the next 42 days, but for the next year. And what can people do?
Okay, well, I never claim to be some saint or tell people how to live their lives. I'm definitely not perfect, but I'll tell you what I've been doing since I was at least 18 years old. And I became a Christian before that, but it was like I'm a Christian, but I really wasn't truly born again. You got to get on your knees in the morning before, or in the middle of the night, or whenever you wake up.
This is what you're going to end on.
You got to get on your knees. You got to and tell God, I can't do this. I need you. I need you to come into me and take control and lead God and direct me.
I can't do anything. I just need my daddy to do everything for me. This is too fucking gay. This is too fucking gay. So we are gonna back. I'm cutting Alex Jones off because that is the gayest gay shit that I've ever gay heard. All right. So, like I said, he did, Tucker did this speech, and we did listen to, I don't know if it was the first one, but the first Tucker Carlson live tour thing that we covered. We did cover the speech, and he does, it's a different speech. I did listen to this. It's a different speech each time, but it's basically the same thing. So he's about to pull up Jack Posobiec, who, if you're not familiar, is very, very what's the word I want to use? Very effective. Let's say very effective in the culture war. So I felt that eye roll. C-Chap said he helped rebuild David Koresh Church. Who did? What? Shout out to, I mean, you know, I'm not necessarily down with the Branch Davidians, but fuck the ATF.
Like a surrogate Zelensky. And so I thought it would be fun and interesting to bring him out. Jack Posobiec, a man I respect and like personally. Here he is.
Can everyone join me in giving Tucker Carlson a warm Pennsylvania welcome tonight?
Thank you. Oh, thank you for doing this. We've talked. You and I have talked, you know, in private a lot about what's happened to the state. But I just have to ask you, since I'm so spun up, and I'll shut up and let you describe.
I did not know that.
Your views, which are more interesting than mine. But Zelensky, last I checked, was like a foreign leader from a foreign country. And he flies over to the United States on U.S. military aircraft at your expense. They could be going to the, you know, the guy dying right outside this building of a fentanyl OD. And he shows up in Pennsylvania, the key swing state in the closest presidential election of my lifetime, to stump for Kamala Harris and Democrats in this state. Am I misreading what's happening here?
I didn't hear
Tucker, the only thing that I would add is that none of this is happening by chance. We didn't lose our homes. We didn't lose our towns. We didn't lose our economy. We didn't lose our cities, like the great city of Philadelphia. And it was a great city, and it will be a great city again. We didn't lose it by chance. It was taken from us.
It certainly was. In the name of compassion, it was.
Compassion.
But
how many things are done in the name of compassion that end up destroying something beautiful? It's just like, well, I'm being nice. And that's the only thing that should matter. No. How you are affecting the people around you is what should matter. C-Chab said, yeah, fuck the ATF. Thought they were going to show how efficiently they were after the Ruby Ridge murders they committed. Yep. Do it, son. Keep on going.
In the name of compassion, it was. But I'm just sort of, I mean, you're a military officer, intel guy, you have a big foreign policy background, you've been around the world. Is it weird? I'm just stuck on this, and I'll stop after this, but is it weird to have a foreign leader whose salary we're paying, whose country we're supporting, we're paying the retirement benefits of Ukrainian civil servants when our people are really hurting? Is it weird to have that? Is he allowed to stump for Kamala Harris? What about all the freaking Republicans who voted to fund this ghoul? Like, what are they saying about that?
So here's how it works, right? So why does Reading look the way that it does? Why does Montgomery County? And by the way, if anyone's here from Norristown, Pennsylvania, I'm from Norristown, Pennsylvania, born and raised 1400 block of Pennsylvania, Norristown, Pennsylvania, Powell Street. Every single school that I've gone to since before college has been shut down. The hospital that I was born in has been demolished. My high school is currently in the process of being demolished. And you want to know where all that money went? You want to know where all that economic opportunity went? What's gone to places like Shanghai, and then now it's gone to places like Iraq, and then it went to places like Afghanistan, and now it's being sent to Ukraine to kill people, to kill Christians in a war that has nothing to do with us, that has nothing to do with the people in this room. And every single person in this room, by the way, is paying the cost. You're paying the cost of it in, number one, in terms of money, and then number two, if this thing continues and goes even further the way they want it to, you'll pay the cost.
Human lives.
And I'll tell you this.
Yep.
When you look at little Josh Shapiro, by the way, it's amazing how Josh Shapiro had to wear the big lifts to make sure that he was a little taller than Zelensky, because it's true, because they're actually the same height. If you put Zelensky on Josh Shapiro's shoulders, they'd still both be looking up at Barron.
Okay, wait, what the fuck happened with lifts? Is that something important? Do you guys know what the hell he's talking about? I kind of feel like that might be a little like inside joke that's not worth taking a detour, but if you guys know, then let me know.
That's quite an image, I got to be honest.
The memesters will be hard at work. But what's really going on, Tucker, is go look at not just Zelensky in that video. Go look at Josh Shapiro. I've never seen Josh Shapiro, and I've known the guy for 18 years. I've never seen him more excited or giddy or gleeful as he was in that picture, sending the money and the war and the bombs and the violence abroad. And when you look at a guy like that, when you look at a guy,
Oh yeah, is this? Are they talking about where like Nikki Haley was like signing bombs? I saw like a headline. I didn't really look into it, but
who presided over turning my great hometown of Norristown into a killing zone, who presides currently over Philadelphia, which is a killing zone, and is now going off and participating in the killing that's going on in Ukraine. You talked about religion, Tucker, and I just look at it and I say, this guy does not serve God, he serves death.
Well, I mean, kind of by.
Do you guys understand how weak of a statement that is? If you don't believe in God, that's not like. That sounds like a cheesy line out of a Kevin. What the fuck is his name? Oh fuck, I forget his name. But the guy who played. This is gonna piss me off now. Christian movie. Kevin Sorbo. Yeah, it sounds like a line from one of those movies. This religious stuff, it doesn't do what you think it does, guys. The political landscape, as I just said, what should adults do? The political landscape is different. The people voting for Trump, the people on the right side, religion is not a given. Bunkmaster said, I guess he's saying Josh Shapiro gets his shoes from the same guy as DeSantis. Apparently, but yeah, I didn't see anything about that, but
By definition, I mean, without even getting the whole Ukraine thing, I'll just bottom line it and tell you, if you don't already know, you've been lied to. There was never a chance that Ukraine was going to beat Russia, whatever you think of it. I don't even have very strong feelings about it because I'm not from there. I'm from the United States.
I said shit. Me too.
But Russia's 100 million more people. I mean, it was always going to end, as it has, in the deaths of an entire generation of Ukrainians. It's the saddest thing I've ever seen. Zelensky has changed the law, so now foreign companies, Kamala Harris donors, can buy their farmland. There's going to be no Ukraine, thanks to these monsters, and it makes me sad as hell.
Well, I mean, how are you not going to vote for that?
But it's not so different from what they've done to where you grew up. So if you could just explain the town you grew up in, what it was like, and what it's like now.
So the town I grew up in, Norristown, and it's probably like a lot of the towns here. By the way, I think I'm related to like 50% of the people in the room tonight,
at least.
But my whole family is here. My mom, my dad, my wonderful wife Tanya, my kids, they're all back here. Hi guys, my cousins, they're all right around here. The whole Posobiecs are here. By the way, Kamala Harris was talking this morning about, Scamala Harris was talking about because she's a complete scam, the biggest scam.
Nope, you missed it. You missed it. Next time you bring up her name, then say Scamala. You missed it. It's why are conservatives so bad at performing art? It's just like conservatives are so geeky. Like, you're such a fucking nerd.
Actually, I mean, Scamala.
Oh, cool, bro.
Excuse me. Scamala Harris was talking about because she's a complete scam, the biggest scam that's ever perpetuated on the American people. And she's now said that she's got the endorsement of the Polish Catholics and the Polish Americans of Pennsylvania. Well, I don't know if we have any Poles in this room, but I'm not going to be voting for Kamala Harris, and none of my family is either. Is anyone in this room going to vote for Kamala Harris?
She really said I'm no expert.
She said that this morning, that the Polish Americans,
Polish Catholics are the least likely.
I was bro. You read my mind. I was literally about to say that would work. That would work if Trump had said it. Because even the flub, come on.
Oh, wait, I mean, Scamala, we gotta call her Scamala, biggest scam ever.
Like, that's not you, bro. That's not you. Be you. Be you. If I want to listen to Trump, I'll go listen to Trump. There's a lot I don't like about listening to Trump. There's a lot I like about people who talk about stuff that Trump talks about. But they're a little more articulate about it. Maybe not as funny. Maybe not as entertaining. But if I want to listen to Trump, I will go listen to Trump. Kamala. Well, there was a Scamala's a good one, but I forget it. There was another one that somebody said that it was so good. It was so good. I don't remember. It was something good, but yeah, Kamila is a good one. But again, either way, like if you missed it, then you can't go, oh, actually, Ray, I'm gonna call her a name now.
Really said I'm no expert.
She said that this morning. That
She said the Polish Catholics are the least likely ever to vote for me. Is that what she said?
No, she said all the Polish Americans and all Poles we pretty much only come in one flavor, Tucker. So it's not.
If you know, you know. Oh my God, I am sending this right now to Dr. Evil Genius. That is hilarious. You are making this is a UFC joke, right? Wait, I'm gonna look at. Wait, am I down here? Oh God! All right, sending that. Okay, let's go ahead.
Anonymous with Catholic. She said they're all going to be voting for me, and that's 800,000. This was up on her Twitter, and up on her campaign, and I'm like, and I said, no, I don't think she has a chance of winning Polish Americans, but she's going to speak for us. So the town I grew up in was incredible, and whatever people want to think about me or want to say about me, I would trade everything that I have, not my family, but all like the material things that I have, if I could just have my town back.
Oh, okay. So there is a guy who what's his name? Nigerian Nightmare. Oh, Nigerian Nightmare. Okay. I forget his name. Wow. Somebody, one of you guys knows? Who am I talking about? Walter. Not Walter. Was it Walter? Wow. That's how far from UFC in 9 months, 9.5 months I've got. Yeah. I think it was something with Chameleon. I don't know. I don't remember. God damn it. My brain ain't working right.
Not my family, but all like the material things that I have, if I could just have my town back.
Funk, what am I looking at?
If I could just have my town back. Because to me, to be successful meant moving to a nicer part of my town.
Okay. All right, hold on. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Open in a new tab. That is not what I want to do either. But open image in new tab. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, finally they gave us. So that's what we're talking about. I thought it was a little funnier personally when we were talking about the UFC guy, but fits.
To me, to be successful meant moving to a nicer part of my town, or like a bigger house at the other end of the street. Like I didn't have any dreams of like being up on stage with Tucker Carlson or any of this stuff, and it was the kind of town where my family comes from Poland, as I mentioned, and we've been in Norristown for 100+ years, and every single member of my family was baptized at the same church, and so my son, Jack, who's sitting out there, Jack, not too many video games, and we had the same church. We pretty much lived in the same block. I grew up in the same house that my father grew up in when he was a little boy, because that's what you did. And the children that I played with were the kids of the children that my father played with and his father before. And your whole world was a couple of blocks. And and everybody knew everybody, and it was good. It wasn't the nicest place in the world.
Oh, so you mean like 15-minute pod cities would be a good thing?
It wasn't the most fantastic. Nobody was ever writing, songs about it or anything, but it was a good place where honest, hardworking people could make a living, could go home and make enough for their families, and then go home and maybe catch.
Am I listening to Kamala the Ugandan Nightmare? I grew up a middle-class girl, okay? And when I was a teenager, my mom... she bought our first house, and everybody cared about their lawns. I'm sorry, Jack. It's giving Kamala. It's giving Kamala.
Saying go home and make enough for their families, and then go home and maybe catch an Eagles game after work.
I think you've described what most people want, actually. Most people don't dream of having helicopters. They dream of living where they grew up with the people they went to high school with, walking distance from their grandparents' graves. That's not too much to ask, is it?
My grandmom lived at the other end of the street, so we could go over to her house to go swimming. The school was within walking distance. It was all right there. and the library was in walking distance, and I used to go down to the library and read a lot. And my mom would let me go by myself when I got a little bit older, but then she stopped letting me go to the library by myself when the homeless people that kept being let in were stabbing each other in there. And this is Montgomery County Public Library, go look it up, that this became a place for transients and vagrants. And then all of a sudden, during the 1990s, Section 8 started coming in, and all the other federal programs started coming in. And then, oh yes, Norristown got turned into a sanctuary city. So after that, we got all the illegals that flooded over, destroyed the healthcare system, because they go where? They go to the emergency room for their healthcare. So I actually wrote a...
And despite what some liberals might tell you, no, they are not turning away people at the ER.
Like a letter to the editor in the paper saying, we shouldn't do this because it's going in like, end of the 90s. I don't even know how old I was. And I said, we shouldn't do this because this is going to overload and overwhelm our healthcare system. And as I just mentioned, the hospital that I was born in is now a vacant lot next to a Planned Parenthood clinic.
You can't make that shit up. You can't make that shit up.
And look, that's whatever. That's my story. But that's not a unique story, Tucker.
No, it's not.
And I'm sure most of the
now?
people in this room either lived through something like this or know people who lived something like this. And what I've
put a 1 in the chat if you have lived something like this, or you know somebody who's lived something like this where their town has gone to shit.
Come to learn, what I have come to learn, that it's by politicians like Josh Shapiro and politicians like Joe Biden from Scranton and all the others who have done this to us, Tucker. This was done by design. People were taken for granted. Their lives were destroyed. Their communities were destroyed. And I do not have any explanation for it other than they serve death and they hate the people they're supposed to represent.
Well, okay, yeah. So the people, so I was like, that shit happened to me. And I wasn't sure if he was talking about, again, the liberal voters versus the Democratic establishment. And it's really, really, really hard to see how the leaders of the Democratic Party and just the uniparty establishment in general don't want people to just be subjugated and extracted for money. I don't see how you could think that that's not what they want, unless you believe the things that they say. It sounds so crazy, but it's like, if you just believe what they say, then yeah, it all makes perfect sense. They're the good guys. Republicans are the bad guys. They want to take this from you. They're that. But they're lying. They're lying.
What strikes me about what you're saying, and it is such a familiar story, particularly in this state, I have noticed, all over the state, east to west, is how fast it happened. I mean, you're not 70 years old, so you're saying you...
Well, I think that's COVID. COVID allowed so much acceleration of the people, because you have to think about how prepared they are for whenever something goes down, boom, that's our time to strike. They were ready. Even if they had no idea that COVID was coming, which they did, they still would have been ready. We don't have a chance unless we accept that type of reality where, hey, people are trying to fuck you over to make sure that their lot in life is saved. That is reality.
Is how fast it happened. I mean, you're not 70 years old, so you're saying you lived multiple generations of your family in the same town, all went to the same church, and then in 10 years, it's all gone.
It was so fast, and as a kid, it was kind of shocking. And look, my parents, when they moved us out, they wanted to keep us safe. It starts with your bike getting stolen, and then your next bike gets stolen, and then your third bike gets stolen. And this was a town where it's idyllic. It's kind of the cliche, but
you didn't have to lock your doors,
and your babysitters were like the girls who lived next door that was a little bit older. And then when you went out to play, mom never said, oh, I'm worried about your, because you knew your neighbors. And so your neighbors would say, oh, okay, yeah, he's here. And, make sure you go home because it's going to be nighttime. And then you go out.
So I would love to, how can I do this? I would love to know how many of you had that type of experience, but age really, really affects this question. Do you guys, okay, so I'll throw it to you guys. Do you have a good way to ask? I don't even know what I'm trying to ask. All right, stick with me. It's half baked. So the Soul said long-term plan, over 100 years in the making, 1913. If you know, you know. I don't know. What is 1913? That sounds like a not the New Deal. Why are you gonna tease me like this? What the fuck are you talking about?
And that's how it was. And suddenly within that lifetime, and I know my two boys are like sitting right there, that Jack and AJ, I've never even taken them down the street where I grew up.
Why?
Because I'm worried they would be shot. Because that's how bad the gang violence has gotten there in the time since. The open murders that take place there all the time, the illegals that are selling drugs all over the place. We had like a couple of Jamaicans that were behind us, you know, that were drug dealers, and they would keep Rottweilers out to keep people away, and they kept getting arrested. But then every time they got arrested, they would something strange would happen, Tucker, because they would come back after.
That's racist. Jamaicans, that's me. When I said the Fed, it was started in 1913. Gotcha. Thank you. Yep. Then hard to disagrry.
They got arrested. And so when you're little, you think, oh, well, you know, the cops are the good guys and they can take away the bad guys. And so you wonder, wait a minute, why don't the police just come and get rid of all these bad guys? And wait a minute, I think there's some bad guys over there. And
I mean, I'm familiar with the Federal Reserve. I just don't know. I just didn't know off the top of my head that it was 1913.
Guys over here. And suddenly you realize that all of the
that is just a part of it.
Standards of living and the quality of life and these basic suppositions that you have about the way the social contract is supposed to work actually don't seem to work sometimes. And it turns out the leaders aren't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And suddenly the towns are being completely destroyed and you don't understand. And as a kid, you don't understand. Even now, I'm still kind of asking questions. Why did that happen? But I did realize one thing, Tucker. And throughout all of whatever I've done, you know, and by the way, I'm, Norristown, I got to give a shout out to Corporalese while I'm up here. Corporalese tomato pie. We'll get Tucker some Corporalese. All right, so trust me on this, Tucker.
I promise you, it's better in Jersey.
Trust me. That's all right. It's Italian. You'll like it. That best tomato pie in the
Told you.
state.
Maybe, but
that Pride of Philly, by the way. That it will not.
I've had Philly pizza. It's not bad, but it's not Jersey. It's not New York pizza. Sorry.
Not stop until it is stopped. It will not stop until people get together and they vote and they take action and they do the ballots and the activity.
Wait, can you guys, can you hear, oh, it's a YouTube video right now. Watch, this is going to get claimed. No cackle? Where's the cackle? They didn't cackle. I thought that's what we were doing. Anyville said I had that life. My son had that life. And the children today in my town still have that life. No Jamaicans. Fucking Jamaicans. So said I'd rather have a genuine Philly steak if I visit there before pizza. Yes. And not from Geno's or Pat's, the real Philly cheesesteaks. If you know, you know. Both my siblings spent, well, my brother and his girl still live in Philly. And my sister and brother-in-law now used to live in Philly.
Get together and they vote and they take action and they do the ballots and the activity and the work, because every single time something like this is going on around the world, whether it be Russia and the Bolsheviks, whether it be China, whether it be Spain, whether it be France and the French Revolution, all of the insanity continues on until the people of that country, the people of the state, rise up and say, no. Absolutely not. No more. You've gone too far. We will not cross this line anymore. And we are going to stop you. And we're going to find a leader. And even if you try to kill that leader, and even if you try, which by the way, right in the state, Butler, PA, you know, where they tried to take out Donald Trump on stage. Funny how it is that Josh Shapiro doesn't seem interested in that investigation.
That's a good point too. But absolutely, if they had killed Trump, would you have not been MAGA? That's what they don't understand. They think because they've been told that it's Trump. But the problem is, with that thinking at least, is that it's not focused on Trump. Trump just kind of set the tone. Shout out to Sirius. Welcome to the party. Quoting Alex Jones. Oh, the Sugar the Frog. Yay! Unfortunately for you, we did already go through the Alex Jones portion. So if you would like to see that, you can check out the replay. We are going now through Jack Posobiec. But welcome to the party. Good to see you. Good to see you.
Funny how it is that Josh Shapiro doesn't seem interested in that investigation, doesn't seem interested in finding out who fired that bullet or why, and didn't provide the Pennsylvania State Police that he should have that day. We're writing an entire book about this. That bulletproof. He's got it. That you realize that at some point, Tucker, is it indifference? Is it incompetence? Or is it complicity?
Or is it a combination of the three?
Parlor app today.
Well, I mean, we don't need to guess, right? I mean, we always would say in the news business, you can't know people's motive. I always would say that. And you try to be humble about what you know and what you don't know. But
yeah, Tucker Carlson, known for his humility.
After a while, you realize you do, because the goal is the result, actually. The goal is the result.
The point of the system is what it does.
The point of the system is what it does. And that is
I think I agree, but you definitely need to explain that. Okay.
true over time. So if they come in and make changes, and your neighborhood goes from a cohesive, beautiful, safe place to a slum in 10 years, they wanted to do that. And if they do that to keep places all over your state, they did that on purpose. Like, I don't think we need to guess, do we? And if you don't investigate attempted murder of a presidential candidate, you're in favor of the murder of a presidential candidate.
Facts. Well, does anybody disagree with, hey, if you are not actively looking to solve who, how, and why somebody tried to kill a former president and the person at the head of the campaign, the number one guy, then that tells us all we need to know.
Tell you something else, and here's the good news. Here's the good news on that front. So they tried to take out Trump once, and we said we're going to write an entire book about it in like a month, which we did. We wrote a snap book about it called Bulletproof. And then they tried to take him out again, a second time, even before we finished that. So we put that part in the second book as well. And that guy, funny enough, Tucker, wouldn't you believe, had just come from overseas. Do you know where the second shooter just came from, Tucker?
Let me guess. I think it would have been Spain. No, Greek. No. He was probably a Russian spy, right? He must have been a Russian spy.
Ukraine.
He came from Ukraine, where he was a foreign fighter over there who had received training and then used that training to come here to this country to try to kill the one person who's trying to stop all of the things that we just talked about from happening. And
put a one in the chat if you have not seen I don't remember exactly what the video is. Let me find it and then I'll.
He said, in order to do so, it is morally correct. He said it's morally correct. And then the DOJ this morning puts out a letter from this psychopath from Ukraine that says, even if I can't solve the job, even if I can't get the job done myself, there.
Oh, you know what? I've saved this, and while I'm looking, I just kind of want to play it.
I have an amazing story to tell you real quick about what President Trump's father, Fred Trump, did for myself, for my brother, for my sister, for my mother. 1974, my dad suffered a major heart attack. I went to the same school as Donald Trump, the Q Forest School. 3 days after my father's burial, there was a knock on the door one school morning, 7 a.m. I answered the door. It's a distinguished gentleman. I was 10 years old. My father just died. The gentleman said, kid, call your mom. I called my mom from upstairs. She came down. Gentleman said to my mom, I am Fred Trump, Donald's father. And my mom says, yes, I know Donald went to the Q Forest School. And Mr. Fred Trump said to my mom, yes, Mrs. Rem, very sorry about Joseph's death. And what you don't know is I'm still on the board of trustees at the Q Forest School. And this morning, I let Headmaster Mr. Philip Rogers know that from this day forward, myself, Fred Trump, out of my own pocket, is going to pay for your 3 children's tuition because I don't want the kids have to go back into the public school system. And the tuition in 1974 was $2,500 per child, $7,500, which is about $80,000, $100,000 in today's money. And who would do that except the President Trump father? The fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, and they give the Trump family grief. The Trump family is a wonderful family, the entire family. Sorry. And who else? Can you picture Joseph Biden or Kamala Harris doing that? No. All they care about is buying another mansion. I'm going to tell you, the Trump family is wonderful. I love you, Donald. I wish I could shake your hand. It was my mother's last dying wish to shake your hand and to thank your father, Fred Trump, for what he did for us kids in 1974 in Forest Hills, New York. I love you, President.
I will give anyone $1,000. $1,000. I will give you $1,000 if you can find somebody who organically can say something like that about Kamala. $1,000. That's real. That's real. I have $1,000. I don't have $1,000 to throw away, but I am so confident that you cannot. But what I was actually looking for, and since we're here, we'll just play it. Real quick, what do we got here from Fuckmaster? Say, quote, "We've investigated and determined that we should admit to being the people responsible for the attempt." I wouldn't hold your breath. Wouldn't hold your breath. So yes, this is our boy with the blue and yellow hair, Ryan Routh.
Who you are and why are you here?
56 from the U.S. From North Carolina.
Where's here?
Originally, so I live in Hawaii now, so flew all the way from Hawaii here. So
To
question
here.
as far as why I'm here, to me, a lot of the other conflicts are gray, but this conflict is definitely black and white. This is about good versus evil.
Oh, so just good and evil. This is good and evil. So like God told him that this was right. So okay, I mean, we know God, right? God is good. So if he told him that this is evil, then
battling a situation here where the Ukrainians and the rest of the world are caring and kind and generous and unselfish and take care of one another, and it's just a matter of we need to stand up for that. That is the most important thing in the world.
knock knock. Who's there? Owen. Owen who? Owen 2. Fuck you, bitch.
It's just to show human beings that we're kind and we're caring and that we take care of one another and that the world is united so that we feed each other and make sure that we all move forward as one collective whole unit.
Okay, yeah, I think harmony and people being happy. Sure, I'm with that. But where are you? And I like the American flag. Sure, yeah, sure. But where are you?
And what are you doing here in Ukraine?
My initial.
Fucking pardon?
Here in Ukraine. What are you doing here in Ukraine?
My initial goal was to come fight. I think everybody around the globe should be motivated to come here and support the Ukrainians and support the army, no matter what gender, age, anything. Everybody should be here supporting the army. But I'm 56, so initially they were like, "Well, I have no military experience," so they're like, "You're not an ideal candidate." So they said, "Not right this minute." So Plan B was to come here to Kyiv and promote getting more people here. We need thousands and thousands and thousands of people here fighting with the Ukrainians. We need we've got 190 countries around the world, and we need thousands from all of it. If the governments will not send their official military, then we civilians have to pick up the torch and make this thing happen.
So what that means is that I would like the United States military to be sent into Ukraine. But since I can't get that, this will have to do. My 56-year-old ass gonna have to do.
And we've gotten some wonderful people here, but it's a small fraction of the number that should be here. We need everyone here fighting. That's why I'm in Kyiv.
Wild. That is who we are talking about. Not a sane person. Clearly politically motivated by the left.
There's a bounty on Trump's head for $150,000. And the DOJ, of course, put this out on purpose. They could have put that under seal. They could have redacted. How many things has the government redacted, Tucker? They could have redacted that. They didn't.
Well, the Nashville shooting we just got 2 years later.
The Nashville shooting, which they fought tooth and nail to give us the manifesto of, which was like, oh, I hate Christians and I hate white people, so I'm going to kill Christian white people. It's like,
no shit.
Oh, wow. What a surprise. I was so shocked. So we find out that.
So just again putting my little atheist pin here. Maybe there's a reason to maybe care about the opinion of non-Christians about Christians. Just saying.
And then on this one, look, Tucker, I don't trust Josh Shapiro. I definitely don't trust Merrick Garland. So what we've decided to do with this, it started as a book. We're launching our own investigation into what went on, and we've hired a private investigative firm, and some of whom are actually in the crowd today, just FYI. And we are going to be expanding that investigation from Bethel Park to Butler, down to West Palm Beach, all the way out to Hawaii. Tucker, we're going to go to Ukraine if we have to. We are going to get to the bottom of what happened. We're calling it the Bulletproof Project, because I just don't trust.
We're going to go to Ukraine if we... just a weird, like... You started this whole thing. Hey, you know what's weird? He was in Ukraine. We're going to go to Ukraine if we have to.
Trust any of these people. I don't trust any of these people.
Be careful in Ukraine.
I may not go personally again over there, but the one thing that we have learned, Tucker, is this bounty, the $150,000. And I promised people that I would drop some news. So I had the information about the bounty on Friday. We found that out today. I didn't know the Department of Justice would be publicizing the bounty like it's a John Wick movie, right? And they put it out there. Matt Gaetz comes on my show a couple of days ago, and he says there's 5 assassination teams targeting Trump. 5 assassination teams, 3 of which have foreign ties. I think we know one of them already, and then 2 of which are domestic. What people need to understand is the bounty and the 5 assassination teams are tied. It's like they're actually competing for this bounty. Donald Trump's very life is on the line, and every time he goes up to speak now, he has to stand behind what I call leftist glass because they keep trying to kill him.
Does anybody think that it is pure conspiracy? Okay.
He's a brave man, I must say, whatever you think of Trump. He doesn't need this. Jack, I really appreciate it. I hope you'll...
You know what? Exactly. He doesn't need this. He doesn't need this. Why would he do this? This was the one question I could not answer. The one question I could not answer. And I think, did we get through? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So here's what I want to do. Let's see if I can fit this in, because we've gone through the whole thing now. So there was this guy. And I want to just do conservatives don't. So you may or may not have seen clips from this. This may even get the entire stream claimed. Well, we will see. But since we're not doing an after party, and since you guys have been so gracious, I do want to test the limits and see. And so we did try to cover when Charlie Kirk did the same show. It was Charlie Kirk surrounded by 20 liberal college students. Now we have a 19-year-old debater surrounded by 20 Trump supporters. And his claim here is that conservatives don't actually care about conservative values. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I think this is okay. I feel like because you can see the spike here, but I feel like I'm going to be confident in this. All right, because we only do a little bit because they're going to fucking claim it. But I leave you with this. And when I say I leave you, I don't mean I'm done. I'm just saying we're going to end on this. And it's just crazy to see how well you can be just caught up in the talking points and how far that can take you.
My next claim is conservatives don't actually care about family values.
Stupid. Oh, I wanted to try something. So I'm going to try to put, I'm going to try to see if the music does anything. It probably won't, but. Let me know if it's like too loud or whatever. I want it to be as loud as I can while you guys not being interrupted.
Yeah, so I don't agree with that at all whatsoever. Us conservatives, main core issue is caring about family, keeping the family unit together.
Mind if I ask you a question?
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
So then why do you turn around and champion Donald Trump, who's cheated on 3 of his wives, one with a porn star, and has ongoing civil litigation against him in which he was determined that he was guilty of sexual abuse?
That's something that's very
So you're telling me, why is that doing that?
personal.
Okay. So you're telling me that somebody who isn't perfect in their marriage can't care about family values. Okay, all right, that's where you're starting.
And you have to have been there in order to know what exactly goes on. Marriages are very tough. There's something that's very difficult. And again, we don't know what happened, you know. Yeah, he has failed marriages, but many people have failed marriages.
Okay, do you mind if I ask you another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so you said that you really care about the family unit.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't see how like any conservative or Trump supporter could say that they care about the family unit because of how hard y'all fight for pro-life legislation. So,
bro, what does that even mean? I don't understand how you can care about families when you care so much about creating families.
Voting for pro-life legislation without good reason, what this leads to is the destruction of life.
Look at this girl's face.
Life legislation. So voting for pro-life legislation without good reason, what this leads to is the destruction of the family unit. You're shifting the American focus.
If we're not allowed to murder children, then we don't care about family values.
Focus away from financially well-off adults that consent to start a family, that desire to have kids.
Consent is given when you get raw dogged.
To forcing 18, 19, 20-year-old boys and girls into starting a family because the state.
You said forced, but again, that was a choice.
Isn't allowing the woman the access to healthcare that she deserves. It leads to higher rates of poverty, leads to lower rates of employment, lower rates of education, and lower qualities of life, all things considered.
Agreed, which is why these whores should keep their fucking legs closed.
Other point would be, right, conservative stance on being anti-IVF, right? I think that
Trump is very pro-IVF because you know what? He's pro-family values, but
serves as a savior for family units that are wanted to be by many of American citizens.
Your first point of being for pro-life is that is a human life. That is a child in and of itself. I always hear constantly the argument of, you know, if men were the ones having babies, then it would be a different situation. Maybe, but that's not the case. The case is that women are the ones that bear children, and that is a life unto itself, and therefore it is deserving of its.
So if you're not familiar with this whole thing, there's the one guy in the middle, and then all these people with the flags, and you can see the numbers here. If 11 of the 19 people were not in the seat, so this guy is one of the 20. So if 11 flags go up, then they switch out.
Is that women are the ones that bear children, and that is a life unto itself, and therefore it is deserving of its own human rights and its own human life. And you brought up many points which I repeat for me so I can.
Yeah, of course. If you feel free to cut me off if I'm talking too fast, or if you want me to slow down.
Yeah, of course.
Points. I want to make sure that we.
Yeah, you're Hispanic, so I might be talking too fast for you. I watched this whole thing. He doesn't say that to anybody else. Bunkmaster said if that kid had Trump's money and fame, he would be banging every dude he could. Trump just happens to prefer ladies. Like it's a silly premise. It's a silly premise. Well, you did a thing that doesn't align with values, therefore you cannot care about this thing. Oh, so you perfectly followed all of your values?
Could try to have
me too.
My other points were being anti-IVF. I think that IVF allows American citizens to start a family when they wouldn't otherwise be able to. Being anti-IVF prevents them.
I'm going to move up. This was not what I wanted, so I'm going to go with the with the analytics here. We'll try both of these spots.
And citizens are left.
This is Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans.
Also one of.
Okay. Do you mind if I pull out from
Alabama?
Dennis.
I know the.
Okay. Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans.
All right. So you said that Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans.
Yes. Because.
So I would like to hear. So, how would you describe the epic failure with the Biden administration? And how would you see it as being patriotic in the way that we left Afghanistan?
Well, if you want to reference our Afghanistan pullout as not being patriotic, well, we should blame that on Trump because he's the one that organized the pullout.
That's actually wrong. He didn't.
He did.
I know the lawyer.
Hey, shout out to Ayush. Welcome to the party. So you'll be coming Vivek with Lex for 2+ hours. Is that new? Did that just happen? What do you? I don't know what. What do you say, bro?
There's that worked with JAG for that.
It says, fact check. Former President Trump signed an agreement with the Taliban in February 2020 to remove all U.S. troops from the country within 14 months. In April 2021, President Biden announced that he would pull all U.S. troops out of Afghanistan by September 11th, taking full responsibility. And if I'm not mistaken, I do believe they show the actual video in this. Hey, shout out to Unwanted Bo dropping in with a $5 super chat. Thank you. So very, very much, sir. Let's get Morty his treat. Never late, always on time. Thank you for stopping in. And we're doing some extracurriculars. We got through the whole Alex Jones, we got through the whole Jack Posobiec, and we're not going to do the after party. So I figured, this Jubilee thing that I wanted to cover, which is probably going to get things banned, I wanted to test with the music, and we jump on in. So it's this 19-year-old Harris debater surrounded by 20 Trump supporters and is claiming that Democrats are more patriotic than Republicans.
When they organized the pullout.
That's actually wrong. He didn't.
He did.
I know the lawyers that worked with JAG for that operation, and it was a long strategic pullout over the course of several years. It was the Biden administration that booked when they were going to leave. It was their operation with the military complex under Austin that pulled that out. It was an epic failure. So are you agreeing that it was a failure?
Okay, well, I mean, if you seemingly know more than me about the pullout from Afghanistan, as far as I'm aware,
convenient
under by Trump's administration.
Do you see giving the Qatari embassy to the Taliban as patriotic?
Well, I would like to just finish off here real quick. So you seemingly know more than me about our pullout from Afghanistan. I was under the
Do you
impression.
see what happened at Bagram Air Force Base as patriotic?
Okay, ma'am, do you mind if I finish? Is that
We'll
fine?
see. See if I can interrupt you.
Who knows?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, just what I had hoped to say there was you seemingly know more than me about our pullout out of Afghanistan.
It was one of the largest events that happened after Biden took office. And
She's
also
like,
one of-
nah,
well,
say
I would
something,
consider one of the
motherfucker.
worst and most humiliating for America.
It's so cringe to be like, just keep talking. You don't have to stop because she talks. Like, be a fucking man. Say it with your goddamn chest. These liberals are all the goddamn
Well, if
same.
I can't finish my statements, I don't see how we're going to be able to have productive
Do
conversations.
you know how many people are left, American citizens are left in Afghanistan?
I do not know how many American citizens are left in Afghanistan.
Notice there's no flags
Are
up.
you familiar with any of the planes that have gone back to try and pull some of these people out? Do you know who's operating those planes?
so-
Do you know that the federal government isn't doing that, and that it's nonprofit organizations, and that a lot of those nonprofit organizations were grounded in other countries and not allowed to enter in?
Okay, fact check says multiple nonprofit organizations flew planes in and out of Afghanistan after the military withdrawal to evacuate Afghans who assisted the U.S. military and may have been in danger because they worked with the U.S. military and we pulled the fuck out.
For pullout operations?
All right, let's look at the
So
pullout.
patriotically speaking,
if I can't speak,
is that something that's patriotic to you?
Cry,
Is leaving
bitch.
someone behind patriotic?
Okay, well, if you will allow me to speak without.
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
You're very quick with everybody else. Come on.
If you will allow me to speak without
Go ahead.
interruption, we'll be able to have a hopeful.
That's. I wish I would have. I'm gonna jump to this one, and we're gonna end up here at the other spike. But I wish I would have done that because she's right. He's been trying to like rapid fire. Well, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened. And what's the response? And the whole time. I'm gonna say she should flip the table on him when she's through humiliating him. I would love to see it.
Fully productive conversation.
Come on. Point.
Okay. Well, I'm seriously, I'm not going to be able to make a point if you keep interrupting me. Like that's just like we gotta.
No, you're stalling. Make your point. Was it patriotic?
Okay,
That's
dude.
Yes or no? Was that patriotic for you?
Okay.
Were you embarrassed?
Okay.
for your family that's in the
I'm not going to be
military?
able to give you a yes or no answer. I'm going to have to give you a fleshed out answer. I will address your point if you could.
Flushed out answer. You don't have a yes or no on patriotism, leaving people
Okay.
behind Afghanistan.
So if you will,
war that we spent over 20 years.
you're still not allowing me
fighting?
to talk here. Do you mind if
I'm
I finish?
waiting. Yes or no?
Okay, well, it's not a yes or no question.
It
I
is
have
a
to
yes or
give you
no
a
question.
fully
I asked
fledged
you yes or no. It's very
If you will-
direct. Yes
you will-
or no.
Okay, so what
Was
you were
it
trying to do is you're
patriotic?
trying to force me into a
Was
yes or no
it
question when I can't even respond to the
patriotic?
claims that you've
Was
made.
it no, you're dancing around the question because you don't want to answer it because it's going to make
I'm actually glad now that I'm seeing how bad he does here. I'm actually glad that I did it backwards.
look bad.
So if the
it was
Afghanistan-
not patriotic. I think any American citizen can tell that it was
Slay
not patriotic.
queen.
It looked bad. It was embarrassing. We all had doubts on what was going to happen under this administration just based on that alone. And the fact that we still have people there That's embarrassing.
Okay. All right. So if the Afghanistan pullout were to have occurred as the way that you described it, it would have been anti-patriotic. It would have been bad. 13 service members lost their lives. I don't think that they deserve to do that. I'm under the impression that Donald Trump had organized.
So yes is the answer to the question. Yes, you think it was not, or rather, no, it was not patriotic.
Pullout while he was president, was executed under the Biden-Harris administration.
Nope.
You're saying that's false. We'll leave it up to fact checkers.
So this is the you know how they have like middle ground. So again, this is their show Surrounded. So this guy is the main guy, and then whoever he'll have the prompt. They have 20 minutes per prompt. So then everybody else has a flag. And if they want the person who's currently debating this dude to be done, and either they or somebody else goes in, then they raise the red flag. And if they get 11, because there's 20 people, if they get 11, then they switch out. So that's what they're doing. So right now, I don't know why they have 9 flags up here. Like, let this chick cook. Let this chick cook. I don't know why you would want to raise a flag here, because he's looking bad. But that's what they're doing. I would imagine that they want to get in and have something to say. But work as a team here, guys. Work as a team here. He's looking bad.
And then I'd also, please, yo, hey, please.
Yo.
Let me finish, please. So sorry for cussing. You can cut that out. Please just allow me to finish here.
We want to cut that out. What do we want to cut out?
Yo.
Let me finish, please. So sorry for cussing. You can cut that out. Please. Yo, hey, please.
Yo.
Let me finish, please.
Oh, he's I fucking.
So sorry for cussing. You can cut that out. Please just allow me to finish here.
That's not patriotic.
Okay, so I would still say that attempting to overthrow our federal government with the use of a coup to rig an election would be less.
What would you say to somebody? What would you?
So what we're gonna do? So I'm gonna go back to this part, and the question is the prompt is Kamala would be
on this episode. Now, let's get into it.
My next claim is Kamala Harris would be a much better.
Fair enough. That's I guess that's a fair thing. Like, yeah, you got him. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm like, all right, you got him. Let me get a turn.
President.
So thus on this episode. Now, let's get into it.
My next claim is Kamala Harris would be a much better president than Donald Trump.
All right.
Stupid. And notice how when we watched the one with Charlie Kirk and a bunch of college leftists, they were all like running and playing like running into each other, where all the conservatives are just acting like normal people.
I don't believe that Kamala Harris would be a better president than President Trump. And the reason why I believe that is because Kamala Harris has had many chances. When she was a district attorney in San Francisco, she convicted more people of minor crimes than any other DA of San Francisco. And I know this too because I lived in San Francisco for a period of time, and I understand the criminal justice system to a certain extent. So Kamala Harris, if you have her as president, she's going to go after people for minor offenses. She's going to try to convict people for even marijuana, for an example. I mean, come on. Most people in this country have already been past this whole issue with cannabis and everything. And I think that's something that now that should be overlooked, and it should be something that should be legalized on a federal level as well. But I do believe that Kamala Harris, if she convicted people of small petty stuff like people having a minor amount of marijuana and had the highest conviction rate in San Francisco, how can you have someone like that as president? And she was also married into the Getty family. John Paul Getty is an elite family in the state of California. So how is it that you're gonna say, oh, Kamala Harris is better than President Trump?
Of course. First, let's respond to a couple of your claims there. How many people did she convict? Not a clue. 45. And what did she do in 2014?
45. You're saying she convicted only 45 people of possession of marijuana?
Yes. And what did she do? That
is not true.
Again, we have a fact check that says while VP Harris was San Francisco DA, her office won convictions in 1,956 felony and misdemeanor marijuana cases, according to Bay Area News Group. 45 people convicted were sentenced to state prison. That is the number that he's going for. Unwanted votes. And a checkmate is, when has price control ever been successful? Yeah. So this is, we jump back. So this is, so what we saw before was at 126. We are now at 40 minutes in. So that's, it might seem that way, but this is before that even happens. And he's still doing that bad.
That is not true. That she convicted only 45 people of marijuana. If she was a district attorney and she had other DAs in the district attorney's office,
do you mind if I finish talking?
Prosecuting those small crimes.
Yes, sir. Do you mind if
she had more than 45 convictions in that office alone.
So yeah, she only had over.
You had a lot of time to talk. I mean, the whole time. I really don't have a lot of time here. But so what I'm saying is,
I just want to be able to finish this
go
out
ahead.
without
45 convictions, but you're not giving me facts.
Yeah, so
Film said, how many people has she convicted? Well, first of all, I come from a middle-class family, and my mom worked hard to save up money to buy.
Oh yeah, so while she was DA, it is a
good one. Again, like, okay, so maybe I think with her, I think this is yeah, right. He was not prepared for this, even though he didn't do terribly in terms of just like straight up debate bro shit. I'm hoping this is what I'm looking for, because I mean it's more of the same. I just want to give you guys a sneak peek of what it is.
Hi.
So do you mind if I give you my reasons why I think that Harris would be a better president?
If you want.
Cool.
He's cute.
Yeah, so there's two main categorical reasons why I say Harris would be better than Trump. The first category is character. The second
one in the chat if you think she's cute.
Category is policy. Let's start off with character. First of all,
she's not.
Trump is.
You gonna tell me she's not cute? She's cute.
A sexual abuser. Trump is a felon. Trump is a fraudster. Trump is an election denier. He's a dictator on day one, wannabe fascist. Okay. Kamala Harris is none of those. Kamala Harris wants to protect and preserve democracy. She wants to fight for the freedoms of all Americans, especially the 170 million American women and girls.
Especially, or
and then we can reference policy next. If you want to respond to character, go for it. If you want me to hop straight into policy, I can do that too.
Okay, this is what I wanted, because you can see how when the woman that we saw first, which is at the end, where she was hammering him. Well, you're not letting me finish. You're not letting me finish. You're not letting me talk. You're not letting me do this. You're not letting me do that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I don't want to wipe her up. I'm just saying she's cute. Yeah, shout out to Willie Brown and Montel Williams. Yeah, but
and then we.
Okay. So I guess the music doesn't help. Warning. Warning. Heads up, we've detected your stream belonging to someone else. Your stream may be temporarily blocked. If you plan to continue, please ensure... What does this actually say? I've never actually seen this. So I guess they have specific people that are like, you can react to these videos, but everybody else, we're gonna screw you over. So we're just gonna wait, because I do want to see this, and just giving Daisy do. I'm mad. All right, obviously we don't need the music then. Hey, shout out to Ruthless Admin. Said she is pedestrian compared to what I just reeled in. Well, congratulations, sir. I applaud you. How long does this go? All right, well, fuck it. We got this. You guys, whatever. I don't give a shit.
But
good for her. Did for the other one. Four for the top.
Mention all that stuff about.
We're AG. Do you know?
Generally don't pinch people in jail. Yes.
Policy, I can do that too.
Well, starting with character, I technically do not think she's a good person.
I said shit. Me too.
Speaking of which, if we're bringing up stuff from the past, we can say she slept with Willie Brown, broke up.
Got him.
A family just to get her job. And while she was there, she used a firm that was putting people in jail that had false positives on drug tests, and she knew they had.
The warning's gone, baby. It's still gonna get claimed, but that's okay.
False positives. She admitted to that, and she was still putting mainly Black and brown people in jail. Considering I'm both, that is very much a big issue for me. And also that a woman shouldn't represent. They should just sleep to the top of their job. They should actually work hard for it. I generally don't think that she's a good representative. There's plenty of other women out there.
Yeah, I have a question. How many votes did she get in a run for AG? Do you know?
I don't remember this exchange. Think about how retarded you would have to be to think that this is a good argument. Question is, how many votes did she get in a run for AG?
Now, how many votes did she get in a run?
We're talking about character, though.
Of course,
That's
we'll talk
character
about
and morals. And if we're mentioning character and morals here, she's clearly not a good person.
I'm responding to your
just
claim.
like you had mentioned all that stuff about Trump, which could be true.
I'm
She's
referencing
an
your claim
adulterer
that she.
and a family.
I'm
wrecker.
referencing your claim that she slept to the top. How many votes did she get when she was running for AG and DA in the state of California?
But that has nothing to do with the fact.
It does. She got 4.5 million votes in total. 80 million for her run for AG or DA. I don't remember which one. Then 4.4 million for the other one. I have a question. You're saying that she slept.
So I'm getting the warning again. I'm just going to try to break this up a little bit, get to the end of this interaction, and we're going to be out of here. Unwanted Folks said, why does being Attorney General apply to the position as president? Doesn't. It does not. It does not. It is irrelevant. Exactly. How many did she get when she ran for POTUS? 0. But because you can talk fast and list a bunch of things that you memorized, well, then you must be right. Right? Like, this is I get when people have issues with specifically the way that Destiny argues. But then at the end of the day, Destiny argues like that. And he has the understanding that if he's not like, I mean, sometimes he will, but he will spit out a bunch of these facts to show that they're all there. But if you pick on any one of them, he'll be able to go through it. And the kids like this think that they can just, speed run through their talking points. And that's it. That ain't it. That ain't it.
Total 80 million for her run for AG or DA. I don't remember which one. Then 4.4 million for the other one. I have a question. You're saying that she slept her way to the top. How many of those 4.5 million people that voted for her did she have to sleep with?
Well,
can I ask, how retarded do you have to be to think that that is a legitimate question? But sure, yeah, no, it has nothing to do with Willie Brown. It has nothing to do with anything. But she slept with 4.5 million people, and then in exchange, she said, "Will you vote for me, and I'll give you these viscous innards?" Is that what you think people mean when she said slept her way to the top? Because I agree with you, that would be ridiculous. But of course, that is not what we're talking about. Oh, Andy Bill! She probably only slept with like 1,000. Or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5.
Obviously we're in California, and this is pretty corrupt, but to say that she needed the votes of most people that matter, which is the person she slept with, could actually overturn and hide these votes just like they did with the election. But
listen, the idea that women have to sleep with men to get into positions
and that's
of power
exactly what she
is
did.
a misogynistic lie. One moment.
You're a misogynist!
Saying that
do you mind if I finish talking real quick?
We have to open our legs to get jobs. That's exactly how she used it.
Do you mind if I just finish talking real quick? Also, I would like to finish out this conversation. There's a lot of red flags up, though. So saying that women have to...
Yeah, see, that's the game, brother.
Sleep with men to get into positions of power is a misogynistic lie.
No, it's not. If it's true, then it's not a lie. And just because you don't like it doesn't make it misogynistic.
We're doing
that. She just
one
did
moment.
that.
One moment.
That's what she represents.
What you are doing, is you are taking Kamala Harris, you are taking her character, you are taking her proposed policy, you are taking her intelligence, and you're taking her wisdom, and you're
what character, what intelligence, what wisdom? That's the whole fucking point, bro. That's the whole fucking point, bro. It's like he thinks that she, the woman sitting across from him, the girl, whatever, that she doesn't think that any woman could do anything ever without fucking her way to success. That was not the argument. It's not misogynistic to address reality. Yeah, it's not like Hillary slept with someone to get power. Oh, wait.
Kamala Harris, you are taking her character, you are taking her proposed policy, you are taking her intelligence, and you're taking her wisdom, and you're throwing it out of the window. Because when you say that the only reason she's in her...
You did the same thing with Trump. You did, didn't you?
taking her intelligence and you're taking her wisdom and you're throwing it out of the window. Because when you say that the only reason she's in her position of power today is because she slept with a man that had been legally divorced for 3 years is a lie. She got 4.5 million votes to get into AG and DA.
So it's okay if somebody sleeps with somebody as long as they get votes. That sounds like Donald Trump, sir. So you're admitting, so when it's convenient for you,
Sleeping with people, oh, he's slept with this and then he's broken up families. You don't care about family values.
but when Kamala does it, well, that doesn't matter. She didn't sleep with 4 million people, therefore she's not a whore. So I wonder what this guy thinks of white dudes. I can tell you for sure that he hates them being one. I feel bad. I feel bad for white liberal dudes. I really do. Did I miss this? I want to post said, just need to sleep with the big money and influence backers. You don't need to sleep with all the voters. Duh. He knows that. He knows that. He's just, you know. Yep. It's like, this is a smart kid. This is a smart kid. This is definitely not a dumb kid. Who got in his ear and told him this was the right path? That, like, bro, you could fuck her. You could fuck her. And instead, you're more concerned about being right about Kamala Harris. What are you doing?
And slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you,
Oh, you don't know
how
that,
do you feel
though.
about Donald
You know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oopsies! Making claims that you don't know. What are you?
AG and DA and slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you,
Oh, you don't know
how
that,
do you feel
though.
about Donald
You know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He's not, dude. I'm telling you, he's not. He's not dumb. He may not be intelligent. He may not be, you cannot memorize this much shit and be dumb. That's just not how that works. And it's easy for us to be like, oh, you think these things there. No, dude, he's not dumb. You don't get to be this good at not only the talking points, but when to use them. It's not as easy as it seems. I am telling you right now, this is an intelligent kid. Very likely in the next 5 years, he will become a Republican. But he is not dumb. And if you continue to just look at anybody who disagrees with you politically, oh, they must be dumb, you're going to lose. College got his ear. Yep. And I think he's way too soy for her. Well, that's my point. That's exactly the point. Like, I mean, he's, I'm fucking skinny, whatever. But I can, as the kids say, riz this bitch up. Like, where are your fucking priorities? Come on. So the Souls, in my opinion, he probably thinks this is the easiest way to get girls. Probably. Buckmaster said it's words without substance. That's dumb to me. Okay, so then relatively, he is a lot smarter than most of the people who care about this stuff and talk about this stuff. That's what I'm telling you. The ability to memorize all of these things, I understand it's rote memorization. And it's just under, hearing a talking point and then giving back. I understand that. I'm saying even that is a difficult thing to do, especially when you're surrounded by 20 people who want to make you look stupid. You guys do not understand how much that pressure comes to people. This is why I didn't, say much about the nip slip girl. That was so obviously an accident. If you think that these people are retarded for thinking the things that they do, but smart enough to have these evil plans, which one is it? Which one is it? Much of us, you can be smart and still lack critical thinking and or reflection.
Bingo.
Exactly. I'm not saying he's super smart and great. I'm just saying he's not dumb.
Not.
NDA and slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you,
Oh, you don't know
how
that,
do you feel
though.
about Donald
You know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay,
Absolutely
so
not.
you think that she slept with 4.5 million people
I'm
getting
sure
her
she
position
could
of
have,
power?
but the one
Wait,
person that
are
she
you
did
serious?
was the most important person.
Did you just say that she
did.
had to sleep with 4.5
No, you should listen better. She said she could have.
people
I'm
getting
sure
her
she
position
could
of
have.
power?
Could have.
But the one
Wait,
person that
are
she
you
did
serious?
was the most important person.
Did you just say that she
did.
had to sleep with 4.5 million?
No, I didn't say that. I said that she slept with one of the most relevant people to get her
What
job,
was his
to
name?
get it. Willie Brown.
And how
I
did
just said
sleeping
that.
with Willie Brown get her the 4.5?
That I agree with. Absolutely, I agree. He's not making evil plans. He's part of them. Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agreed. But that doesn't make him dumb. That doesn't make him stupid. And underestimating your enemy is, I mean, I didn't read The Art of War, but I'm sure Sun Tzu would tell you not to.
Slept with one of the most relevant people to get her
What
job,
was his
to
name?
get it. Willie Brown.
And how
I
did
just said
sleeping
that.
with Willie Brown get her the 4.5 million votes in a run for
Because
AG&DA?
he was in the same position she needed to get.
But we have
Because it's almost like, you know, when this is what pissed me off. There's another part of this where they're talking about the border bill, and Trump called everybody and told them not to. So what you're saying is that somebody who's in a position of power has influence and can call a bunch of people and tell them what to do. I'm not even litigating whether or not that is or is not what happened, but you're claiming the border bill did not pass because of the fact that Donald Trump, who has not been in office for 4 years, called a bunch of politicians and told them, "Don't do that," and they were like, "Okay, Donald Trump, I'll do exactly what you say." So he would have taken his stuff and moved on. I disagree with you. He would have understood the value of addressing what you see as an enemy not worth your time. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong and why. And what did he say? I guarantee you I'm right. This is exactly the type of shit that creates the ability for him to be part of an evil plan. People like you just be like, "Oh, he's dumb." That's how he is part of the plan. People like you just brushing him off. He is, I guarantee you, there is somebody in this chat. I'm not naming names and I'm not thinking of anybody in particular, but I can guarantee you this fucking, almost said it again. The F word coming back is, I gotta be more conscious, especially as I drink. But this motherfucker, I guarantee you that there is somebody in this chat right now who is not as smart as him.
We have civil and electoral processes. We are a constitutional republic with democratic processes. Yes, I do. And you're saying that she somehow circumvented these civil and electoral processes?
I don't hate women,
You somehow, just somehow, by not getting any votes.
guys. Just letting you know.
All right, last one. What is a woman? You can't answer it. All right, last one.
Welcome down. I would really like to see if we could have a productive conversation about this point.
Well, I just want to start off by saying that you seem to attack Trump for his character, but then when Kamala is attacked for her character, it
Shout out to Kent. Welcome to the party. Said two squabbling heads, same damn bird. I can see where you're coming from, but I do think that watching the interaction is important so that if this is the lowest level, we want to be better. We want to be better than that. So watching what the squabbling heads are doing allows us to not be them.
doesn't matter.
So why do you think that Kamala Harris is a bad person?
For reasons that
Why do you think she's not?
have been stated.
Can you repeat them?
Why do you running out the clock? Can you repeat all the things that have already been said that we already all know about?
She's slept with people to get up to her ranking. She hasn't really done all too much as vice president, in my opinion.
I would like to say that it's false. She's passed more tie-breaking votes in the Senate than any VP in American history.
Yeah,
she's
for
also
the
helped.
fucking Inflation Act that fucked us all over. Good job, Kamala.
opinion?
I would like to say that is false. She's passed more tie-breaking votes in the Senate than any VP in American history. She's also helped the Biden-Harris administration influence some of the most monumental legislation in modern U.S. history.
Right.
I'm going to name 4 pieces of legislation that the Biden-Harris administration influenced to get passed that benefited the low and middle class more than rich people.
So this is what I mean, where like when he's ready to just boom, 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 boom. We're just having a conversation. It's a debate. I gotta get this in. But as soon as that energy gets flipped around, he's, well, can I? If you're not gonna let me finish, then I don't know if I can. Fucking loser. They're warning me again. But I mean, you know, we see who it is. Kent said, absolutely, I want Andrew Jackson. Bold statement. Want to vote said, passing tie-breaking votes is worthy of praise. I guess. And email says, we need more rich people. Of course, rich people fix everything. I was gonna make a joke, but that's kind of how it works, isn't it? It's kind of how it works. Either way, guys, this went all over the place tonight. It was a very good time hanging out with you. I very, very, very much appreciate you guys. I mean, look at this list. I'm just gonna go down, and each one of these is somebody who has donated. We had Dan. We had Funkmaster. We had Zebby with the Rumble rants. We had Jay Dead. Dan Jensen again. Both of y'all coming in for seed chops. Much appreciated. Another Rumble rant. Funkmaster General. Talking to the Overlord. Unwanted Foe. With a $5 super chat. And what? Hey, yo! Another $20 super chat for the Overlord. Thank you so very much. Here's what I'm gonna do. Since we did hit the $50 mark, and every time we do hit the $50 mark, you know, he gets a peanut butter thing. Since we're ending, what I'll do is I think I'm on a stream tomorrow. But next stream, we'll start off with him going to town on that peanut butter. Thanks to you guys. Thank you so very much for hanging out and being a part of this. I can't tell you guys how much I really appreciate the fact that you are here, the fact that you are part of this conversation, the fact that you are willing to open up your wallet and giving me your hard-earned money. Guys, it means the world to me. I'm telling you, we've got something here. Even if you can't drop $20, you can't drop $10, even if you can't afford 99 cents, this is still the place for you. This is a free show for people who care about America, who care about the world, who care about people, and who care about having the conversations that matter. That's what we do here. And as long as you guys keep coming, I will be right here. And we will make sure that those conversations get bigger and bigger and bigger. And eventually, like I said, your grandmama gonna know my name. Because we are gonna be that influential. And you can think it's bullshit or not. I wouldn't expect you to believe me. But you just wait and watch. Thank you so very, very much to each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. I'm gonna see if anybody is in the after party. I'm not promising anything. I'm just gonna see. But either way, thank you again so much. Once again, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Until next time, guys, we are out of here. Peace.